get to it. Good evening, and welcome to the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. I am your host for the evening. My name is Elemen2al, broadcasting live from the belly of the cafe. It is great to see y'all. It's number 168, y'all. Let's get to it. We've been doing this 168 weeks now, y'all. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? 168 weeks. But we are going to continue to hold it down and keep it going. We do this every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. If you are watching on one of these streams and you would like to join us in the Zoom, the number is on your screen. It's 279-995-364. Jump in, join the community, interact with the poets. It is truly a different world inside the Zoom, all right? We do this week after week, thanks to some dedicated folks who pay these bills, all right? So we would like to thank the National Endowment for the Arts, the New York State Council on the Arts, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, the Amazon Literary Partnership, and the New York Community Trust for hosting our free online events. You can add your energy to the mix with a tax-deductible donation by going to neweurekan.org/contribute or by hitting the Cash App at $ New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Make sure you are plugging in with the dopest tech in the Zoomverse, the one and only Ron Mark Thompson, aka RMT. You're not down with RMT by now, damn it. You should be. Make sure you are plugging in with the squad. We are getting into some very good trouble coming up next week, y'all. So plug in. It is going down. The squad is thick, and we are about to burn it down for y'all. True, trust, and believe. Again, make sure you are plugging in with the entire squad. It's Storm Force season, and we are about to bring the storm right across the way. Tonight's theme, Juneteenth, right? Happy Juneteenth, happy Pride, happy Men's Health Month. So many things going on this month. Today, we are dealing with Juneteenth and the civil rights life. This is also about the importance of information, right? When B versus, BOE, it was all deliberate speed, right? And in some cases, this was too. So tell us about having sentience, the right to breathe and live the way you want, to walk and play on whatever side of the street you live on, right? That's what today is about. It's about freedom. More so than anything else, it's about freedom and the right to enjoy that freedom, all right? So I'm looking forward to it. Hope everybody brought their poetic license because it's going down. Next week's theme, y'all, shades of beauty, contouring confidence, and of course, it is Pride Month. So we are going to focus on pride and all of the beautiful shades of pride. Bring all your pride poems. All right. I would love for you to do all the pride things. Let's bring it to Monday night, right? If you want to have your own, Monday night pride parade, listen, I'm with it. Do it. Bring it. Bring that poem, right? Bring your best and be loud and proud with it, right? Perfect shades, techniques of color, right? All of those things. Bring it to next Monday and let's get down. All right. Let's get to these rules so we can get to the poetry. I know, right? Damn, it got some here. Straight up. Poets, turn your cameras on. We are trying to simulate a live open mic as much as possible. Plus, we love to see all the beautiful expression that goes into your poetic delivery. Also, don't forget to change your Zoom name to coincide with what you want people to connect with or how they can reach you on social media. Sometimes people are lazy, Poets, have your poem ready. All right. If you're going analog, dog ear the page. If you're using digital, make sure you are have the poem or the piece ready and accessible to get down. If you're using music, which is totally cool, right? Love music. Make sure it's original music and you're using original sound. All right. That is very important so we can make sure we're hearing your instrument as well as the accompaniment, right, of your voice. All right. We don't want any agents of the interweb interfering with our streams when we upload them. So please make sure your music is original. All right. Poets, you have 3 minutes to rock. 3. All right. You also have a 30-second intro. All right. Let folks know how they can connect with you, what you have going on. All right. Listen, please have respect for the community, right? Folks, listen, every minute that we go over, it just extends the night. It's just longer for the last poet to get here. Listen, I'm here. I done told y'all we can do this all night if you'd like to. All right. But please respect all your community members and keep it within 3 minutes. All right. I do not want to time anybody. I don't want to time cop anybody, but please respect the poets toward the end of the list. All right. We have reached night 30 for the babies, and I'm trying to tell you something that I know. It is some explicit lyricists going on in our community, right? They will bring up some horrible things sometimes, and they will bring about triggering flashbacks. All right. But the creators of our cafe, the founders of our cafe, were major proponents on the freedom of speech, and we will make sure we maintain it in every vein of what we do. Therefore, there is no censorship beyond any hate speech or ism that people may use to manipulate people, which will not, I said not, be tolerated. There is no censorship. All right. Thou hast been warned. And I'm telling you, you are bound to hear some very, very heavy shiat tonight. All right. Thou hast been warned. After the poets open up their vein, they give you a part of their spirit, their soul. You will see this pop up on your screen. All right. This is truly a call and response space. This is when you get a chance to share your energy with the room. All right. Let the poet know that you heard that, you felt that, right? All those things. Let them know that you're in here. Okay. Share your energy with the room. Don't worry about the noise, y'all. It's Monday night. It's the rowdiest night of the week anyway. Okay. But this is your job as an audience member. This is when you are asked to come on, give all that energy to the poets. Because I continue to say every ounce of energy you give to the poet, they will return to you in their poetic performance. So give it up to the poets. Sign up tonight is closed. All right. Sign up begins 8 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. All right. To sign up, you go to newyourekan.org. You click on full events calendar. You click on the Monday that you want to get down on. All right. You need an artist RSVP ticket. It's the only way that you're getting on the guaranteed list is with an artist RSVP ticket, and they will not even populate until 24 hours before the show. All right. So make sure you're plugging in. Also going on right now, like I said, I'm in the belly of the beast. I just got a chance to see the B getting down with the slam, people getting down with the slam. Also, some of our community members are in the house. It goes down. From the B themselves, they said they run the friendliest slam in the world. So plug in. Also coming up right now, so very soon, is the Monday night hosted by Soul Preem. The line is already outside, y'all, for real. Wednesday night slam with J Rose. Listen, that is such a vibe, right? J Rose just does her thing. It is a vibe. Make sure if you're in the area, plug in, pull up. Also this week, you know, Thunder Lung herself come through for Thunder Lung Thursdays, Guitar Thursdays. Our community just continues to grow and evolve. All right. Make sure you are plugging into Thunder Lung Thursdays. Listen, it is a whole vibe, right? As the Queen likes to say, don't leave no love behind, right? So pull up, get your life on Thursday night. Also, Friday night slam with Jive. That's a whole nother vibe for real, y'all. It is bananas. Make sure you are plugging in with Jive. All right. Also, and then after that, Chavez hosts a open mic. Listen, it really is crazy, for real, but it really goes down. All right. Tonight's list, y'all, is filled with usual suspects ready to bring their creative genius to us this evening, and I am looking forward to it. Without further ado, there's my rowdy friends here on Monday night. It is always great to see you, beautiful people. I wait all week for this day. Woo! It has been a great one. It has been a troubling one, a trying one. Listen, all of the things that continue to happen to us, we can all bring it here and share it with each other. This is truly the greatest community in the world, and we are about to show you why. Coming up first this evening, this gentleman continues to blow our mind, one of the most energetic and beautifully genius people that I know in our community. Shout out Pinky in the back. The one and only Jeff Cottrell is here, y'all, setting us off this evening. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you, Jeff. It is always great to see you. Please take it away.
Thank you. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
Hey!
So I don't have anything on theme tonight, so you're stuck with this one. This is an oldie I've been bringing back lately. Some of you, I'm sure, have heard it, and it was published in the Great Weather for Media anthology a couple of years ago. It's called How to Make Money in Poetry. I look in your eyes, and I see the shadows of eternities. They call to me like a wild wolf in the desert, like a burning hunger that cries in the night, like an autumn breeze dancing gently on my soul's white grave, like a whispered secret in the dawn of the sunset, like a sweaty-toothed cat ablaze in the midnight sun. I look in your eyes, and my heart races like a bitter fawn in the manger, and all I want to feel is your soft and gentle touch, as soft and gentle as the touch of Beauregard. Beauregard. Only the soft, cottony touch of Beauregard offers the complete satisfaction you want. No other bathroom tissue guarantees such high quality and fast savings. Soft as a kitten, gentle as a lamb, smooth as a newborn baby's skin. America loves Beauregard toilet paper like no other. The preferred bathroom tissue of this year's national bobsled team. Go Biscuits! Beauregard toilet paper is available in 8 or 16 rolls or in the jumbo pack. Ask your local supermarket which size is right for your needs. Beauregard. Now back to the poem. We feel our breaths mingle in the air, and I can taste the sweet flavor of love in your destiny, like the sweat of a rhino yearning for better days, like the heart of a child beating for the memories of sour dolls, like the horns of a thief in the night shrieking for the ends of time, like the heat of a golden calf throbbing to the rhythm of the moon. We feel our breaths mingle in the air, and as a shuddering eye blinks in the Memphis sky, I feel myself crawl inside you with graceful symmetry, and I hold you close, treasuring your body and soul like a jewel, like precious jewelry from Nutty Neal's. Because Nutty Neal pays cash for your used jewelry. Cash, cash, cash. Gold ring, gold earrings, diamond, silver, pearls, rhinestone, he'll give you cash. Why wait? Go now to your jewelry box. Bust open your safe deposit box. Bring all your jewels to Nutty Neal and he'll give you the best deals in town. Even if it's broken or scrap, he'll buy it. With the deals he gives you, you'll have to wonder if he's nuts. Maybe he is. Call 905-555-NUTY right now or drop by the shop at 663 Eglinton Avenue. This is not a front for anything sinister. Nutty Neal's Jewelry Emporium. Now back to the poem. I feel my love burst in a nutmeg explosion, kissing the night with a rainbow Nelson and a titter. like a filtered hallmark choking on the words of life, like a tricycle passenger with a nostril in heat, like a vampire shark and all that it represents to God, like an albatross that bought the wrong bus ticket while drunk, like a false witness to the deans of your ad could be right here. We're selling ad space in this poem, and this slot could be yours. With our help, you can reach new markets for your product or service. Advertise with us, and we will keep your business competitive and profitable. Great rates available for 30-second spots, 1-minute spots, even 2-minute spots. For a reasonable extra charge, we'll even grant you influence over the poem's content and themes. To learn more about how this poem can help your team maximize your revenue over the next fiscal year, call 1-800-555-POEM. Now back to the poem. To the deans of eternity, I surrender myself and pledge my love to you. This poem was brought to you by Bargain Jimmy's Chicken Nuggets. Bargain Jimmy's, serving you and your family prime chicken nugget goodness since 1953. Thank you. That was How to Make Money in Poetry.
No, Jeff Cottrell, that was fucking genius. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Jeff Cottrell.
Jeff,
That was great.
Jeff, I get it so much.
Right.
So
Like, tell him. Listen. Thank you, Jeff Cottrell, for setting us off this evening. That was just, like I said, I warned y'all, right? We have geniuses in our community as well. Gold Biscuits. Listen, the way that you threw in those damn commercials, man, I was not ready for that. We're selling ad space in this poem. Like, are you kidding me? Right? From Beauregard toilet paper to Nutty Neals, like, you might think he's nuts. Like, to a vampire shark, right? We're selling space in this poem, all right? Be careful how you drop phone numbers, Jeff Cottrell. People will try to mess around and call 1-800-555-POEM. Come on. I love it. Thank you, Jeff Cottrell, for being a valued mainstay of our community and always bringing some genius level poetry. Thank you, sir. Truly appreciate you. All right. Coming up next, where is this cat? I didn't see him. There he is. There's that smile that we can all tune in to the sundial because he's always right there, ready to set a blaze to it. The one and only Eddie Foreman is in the building, y'all. Unmute yourself, Eddie. Let these folks know how they can find you and plug into all this fire, man. Fire for fire, man, that you about to drop on them. Come on, Eddie. Take it away.
Thank you, my brother. Like no other with words like thunder. Woo! And you want to follow me, please feel free. I'll put in the chat so you know where it's at. Happy Juneteenth, aka Freedom Day. Hope everyone ready for some patriotic wordplay. This is called Crooked Flag. It's not made of red, blue, and white. It's made from ruby tears. Why is American history right? To control our gears. Our ancestors, Black and Native Americans, suffering from the patriotic game. We do whatever we can. It's big history to blame. Our ancestors slaved to build these pillars in the scorching heat, frigid rain, and below zero snow. After all that, they were the winners. Why does the contribution come so slow? I hate the founding fathers putting my ancestors in chains. Hate the pilgrims who kicked the Native Americans off their land. Both groups dealing with backstabbing pain. Now, do you wholeheartedly understand? It's history, covered with sweet, bitter lies. For what? To preserve a false patriotic image. Many mothers, daughters, sisters, brothers, and fathers die. This is the truth. Don't be scared or get skittish. What do? They paint over the hideous marks. We all want to taste the American dream like you. Please stop feeding the blinded sharks. You can choose, but what do you got to lose? It's sad. This is supposed to be a land of opportunity, but took away minds of dignity. No. It's not a battle of femininity and masculinity. It's not about gender, but him, her, you, I, and we. I know it's hurt, but like everything else, it is flawed. Their lyric is mute. She can't sing. Why? Her voice been outlawed. It's not peachy or okay. People die from the bloody American facade. You know what to think or say. At least I got you out of this ancient mirage. Whenever you look at the flag, ask yourself, does it truly represent you or me? Yeah, I know it's a huge drag. Dangling the sun and clouds, pretending we are free. Thank you.
You know, Eddie,
Happy Juneteenth.
It's things like that, man, that just open people's eyes and their ears, right? Unmute yourself. Give it up for Eddie Foreman.
Eddie from it.
Eddie,
Always
yeah.
coming
Eddie.
straight from that
Always a
great
treat.
heart, too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Woo!
Appreciate you, Eddie, for coming through and dropping that heat
What a
on us.
beautiful poem. Thank you, Eddie. That was amazing.
Right. Tell him, Ron. Look, it's so much truth, and I know we're gonna get to so much truth this evening. But I appreciate you, Eddie, for bringing your brand of truth, your version of truth always. You know what I mean? And you're so right, Eddie. Right? History is covered in some soft, bitter lies, indeed. Right? They paint over the hideous marks. Of course they do, right? They don't want you to know where they scorched the earth, right? To build their high rises, right? They don't want you to know those things. But this is why poets are so important, y'all, because we tell these truths. So keep burning up those pages. For real. Listen, before I go any further real quick, and I know, look, I'm gonna get to that 1 second, but I have to recognize the legend in the room. I got a chance to spend time with this legend not too long ago, and I know they pulled up for me, and I feel so blessed, and I couldn't. I would be remiss if I didn't. The one and only James Spoken Word is in the building, y'all. Right? Make sure you give love to James Spoken Word. Right? The legend is here. It's been a while since we've seen the legend, but the legend is here. Thank you for pulling up on us this evening. Truly appreciate you. All right. Now, great Scott, we have a pleasant gesture. So we have a new member of our community, two in that fact, but we're gonna break them apart. So a mainstay of our community, clearly the one and only Dane Ince, shout out Dane Ince, has pleasant gestured his spot to a newcomer. So please unmute yourself, right? Because I need to know who it is that I'm introducing here, but I do understand that there are multiple people and someone is going to be reading. So please let us know who is coming to the mic this evening first. Leslie Constable, like I believe that, right? The gentleman to your right, I believe, is going to be reading. Is that correct? Please,
That's
sir,
correct.
step on in here. Step on in here. Let the folks know how they can connect with you. Right, clearly this is your first time. Please let us know who you are, what your name is, and how we can follow you and be belligerent on your social media.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon here. My name is Martin, poet Mexicano. I'd like to share this wonderful poem I made. The name is Bomb at the Heart. But I'm going to read it first in my natural language, Espanol. I hope you guys like it. Entonces se llama Bomba en el Corazón.
I'm going to pause for a second and say that pretty soon Martin will have his book, Naturaleza del Amor, published by I Publish You, Dane Ince's publishing company. So we're really excited about that. So take it away, Martin.
Thank you. Este poema comes in the book. Entonces, español. Alguien nos hirió en el pasado, en nuestra vida, en nuestro tiempo, en la infancia. Hoy, otro nos quiere aliviar, sanar, limpiar el dolor y las malas vivencias. Cuando más nos juzgan nuestra conducta, forma de pensar, de ser, de reír, de vivir, y nos lleva al amor, al perdón. Nos dice que somos importantes en este mundo, pero a veces el dolor nos niega eso y nos entristece. Yo llamo esto una bomba en el corazón. Bomba de emociones encontradas como una ola de experiencias que no queremos tener. Dolor, resentimiento, inestabilidad, venganza, inseguridad, duda, que por momentos está a punto de estallar y nos dificulta reaccionar ante la adversidad. Pero nada de esto está ligado a qué y quién soy yo. Porque yo soy perdón y paz y armonía de mí mismo. Dios, cuánto miedo tengo perder la confianza en mí mismo. Mi paz, mi tranquilidad. Odio volverme loco por nada. Perder la razón, aunque la tenga. Y de ceder a lo adverso, a lo negativo. Cuando la vida es bella y cada día es glorioso y de triunfos, de movimientos positivos y no de odio, para no sentirme atrapado en mis emociones. Odio explotar, gritar que soy un hombre de justicia para establecer que soy humano, con defectos, errores y muchas virtudes, porque soy bueno, aunque todos piensen diferente. Soy amor, un buen hombre, porque puedo. Y solo me duele que no me vean así, y solo me vean de paso en el mundo como un fantasma, en la vida de los hombres. Todos juntos, pero viviendo solo. Amar y no ser amado. Respetar y no ser respetado. Ver que nadie me vea. Dar de comer y que me muerdan la mano. A eso es una bomba en el corazón.
You know,
Okay.
even after 168 weeks, we get brand new, absolutely beautiful poetry. Unmute yourself, give it up for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so good to have you here.
Martine.
Another
you.
half of a
Yeah.
wonderful team there.
Martine.
Yes, it's great. Congratulations, Dane, on picking a great poet to publish.
Listen. There are some things that you mentioned in your poem, sir, that transcend language. You said, I have pain. Addressing that pain, acknowledging that pain, right? And then acknowledging the fact that you are love makes you connected to a different space that you write poetry from, right? This tranquility that you speak of, it helps with the transition between pain and love. And so do poems like that. Thank you, Martin, for being a part of our community. Welcome to our community. Make sure you are putting your information in the chat, right? So people can connect with you. You have made lots of new fans this evening. Even for those who may not have been able to translate all of what you said, it was fantastic. Welcome to the greatest community in the world. Thank you for being here this evening. Thank you, Dane. Listen, I don't know how you did that, but you did that. Make sure you are plugging in with Dane Ince. All right, and I publish. There's also another member, of our community who's going to be publishing with that publishing house also. So be on the lookout. All right, thank you. Coming up next, Professor Platinum. Listen, it has been a while, but the last time he came through, he gave you style upon style, right? The one and only Doug Silver is here. Y'all unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online. It's always great to see you, Professor. Please take it away.
Thank you, Elemental, very much. Great to see and hear you and all the poets, as always. I have 2 poems tonight. Both of them are on theme in completely different ways. This first one's called They'll Say. Why is it only privileged people when I maybe mess up, they'll say, no worries. Maybe for you, I'll think, but for me, I have worries, lots of worries. Like the bumper sticker says, if you're not furious, you're not paying attention. And I try not to be furious all the time, at least on the outside. And they'll say, it is what it is. And I'll scream, if only to myself, no, it is what it isn't. It is what we make it. Haven't you heard of free will? Who's pulling the strings here? Your strings, all the strings. Then they'll say, well, we see what we want to see. And again, I'm exploding or imploding. This is no time for platitudes and cliches. Don't you know the weight of words? I too often see what I don't want to see. I too often don't see what I do want to see, but I don't look away, don't close my eyes. And when I can, when I see what I don't want to see, or when I don't see what I want to see, I might even ask at last out loud, how, please, how can I help? And this next one is by the great Langston Hughes in honor of today, Juneteenth, and every day. I chose it because in so many ways, it reminds me of us, the New Eureka Poets Cafe community. And I say that with complete and profound respect for Langston Hughes, all African Americans, and all of you. It's called My People by Langston Hughes. Dream singers, storytellers, dancers, loud laughers in the hands of fate, my people, dishwashers, elevator boys, ladies, maids, crap shooters, cooks, waiters, jazzers, nurses of babies, loaders of ships, porters, hairdressers, comedians in vaudeville, and bandmen in circuses, dream singers all, storytellers all, dancers, God, what dancers, singers, God, what singers, singers and dancers, dancers and laughers, laughers? Yes, laughers, 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 loudmouth laughers in the hands of fate. That's Langston Hughes. Thank you all very much.
You didn't have to do that, damn it, Professor Platinum, but you did. Unmute yourself, give it up for Doug Silver.
That was
Thank
a
you, everybody.
perfect tribute. Thank you, Doug.
Platinum, yeah.
That was perfect.
Love Langston Hughes.
My
Amazing.
favorite poet.
Listen,
Yeah, thank you.
That great thank you, Doug. Thank you. Thank you.
Come on. It's like, you know, look, Professor Platinum coming back at you. Tell me why that poem of Langston's piece jumped out at you, right? Because listen, your first poem, right? Who's pulling the strings here? I can get into that, right? We see what we want to see, right? Not time for platitude and cliches. Damn it. Listen, this dude's a professor, like he does that, right? But tell us why, after that incredible piece, that they'll say that you're off your rocker, possibly, depending on what room you go into. Tell me why it was important for you to bring My People by Langston Hughes. You know what I mean? The crap shooters, the jazzers, the dream singers, all. Tell us about that.
I get a lot of emails from different poetry groups, poets.org, and that was one of the poems they were celebrating. And it's such a sweet poem and such a complicated poem. I mean, all these people with tough jobs, you know, we're talking, you know, elevator boys, dishwashers, porters, hairdressers, a lot of service jobs, which hopefully we all have had ourselves, but still people are laughing through it. You know, there's fate involved, all the things that get thrown at us, but still people persevere and go through it and laugh. And then there's singers and storytellers and dancers. And when I read it, it actually reminded me of us in a completely respectful way. It's Langston's poem, it's Langston's people, that's his title, but it made me think of us and like who we are in this community. And that hit home, so I decided to share it.
Listen,
thanks, Elemental.
I'm not gonna cry, Professor Platinum. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna cry, damn it. Listen, that touched me in a lot of different ways, because I see where you got that and why you feel that way, because we are a beautiful menagerie of geniuses, right? We truly are. And when you hear that and you see that, you know what I mean? It was almost a precursor to what we are now, right? And I have a poem, right? And I, you know, I got a chance to read it in the Langston Hughes house when they reopened it since I've been here in New York. And I got to read a piece that I, you know, mentioned, you know, I say I speak for Langston to usher in this new renaissance, right? And I believe that this community is totally and completely involved in that. Thank you, Doug Silver. That was absolutely money. Whew. All right, y'all, listen, the Starship is underway, y'all, and it is going to continue. Now, I mentioned Starship right at the right time, right? Because the one and only Jedi Master that I know who lives in this galaxy is up next. Another cat I had a beautiful opportunity to meet. His energy is absolutely real. He is the one, the damn OG. Gosh, he does this. The one and only Paul Skiff is in the building. Unmute yourself, sir. Let the folks know where they can find you. It is always great to share space with you, Jedi Master. Please take it away.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for everyone being here again today. It's an important theme for today, whether you do it or not. Thanks, Elemental, for that. I'm just going to read excerpts from a performance piece I was asked to do by the artist William Pope L. Back in the 1980s at this place called Brooklyn Academy of Music downtown that doesn't exist anymore. It was back when the city was almost bankrupt, and they actually got paid for this gig, but they paid me with a promissory note. I have this note from the city saying, we promised to pay you. So there's got to be a lot of continuity in this because I'm just skipping around, but maybe you can get into the poetry. I am holding a rally inside myself in my most open places: patience, intoxication, my first vision, empty sleeve of obedience. I am here to get out of control, edge towards cradle between awareness and hate, wake up to humanity through hole in my belonging, clogged with dis-eases, transparent with genetic predispositions, stilled by money lack, rhapsodized by government refusals, dressed in inapplicable middle class kin systems, postponed by deprioritizing framework of exclusions. Welcome to those who society wastes in order to reproduce itself. Each struggle our acceptance, unfelt so unthought. Here your beliefs are limits with no collective necessity. The best way to get rid of human problems is get rid of the human being. I am disappearing like patience in your anger. Hi, bosses. I'm a category moved out of reality, throwing net of devotions, dragged through excitement and impractical, reckless life whose crookedness is accessed by containment here on this plantation, sought for really living. Immerse yourselves like cultural patriots in American lowlife. I want you to listen to me like you were one of my friends, because if hearing this means you have to pay a monthly fee to some monopoly corporation, my friends won't be hearing it. I am commencing a revolution inside myself, Good evening, representatives of the anti-state. Welcome to today's session of Utopia. As the first condition of utopia is that one uses less and less of what one customarily uses, today we will be using less of the belief that hunger, cold, sickness, crime, degradation, and stupor are spiritual states where the meaning of life comes from emptiness. I especially want to thank any first-time attendees who may be slightly ill at ease over the somewhat barren scrappiness and difficulties of this particular version of Utopia. I'm calling a takeover inside myself, noisy need to remember cultural heritage of a people to get beyond the reality of today used against us all, calling a takeover inside myself. I need to remember a ghetto is made of woman hating. So Madame Lulu White, Emma Johnson, the Parisian Queen, Countess Willie Piazza, and their professors of piano lived in Storyville. I need to remember the 2 million members of the General Federation of Women's Clubs who voted to annihilate the form of music called jazz in 1921. I need to remember when the city refused to give Billie Holiday her jazz license and singing was a crime. I need to remember the turkey trot got you a court summons and lost you your job. I need to remember that every hip hop is a haunt of Grant's bands coming down home in their blue freedom costumes with larger economic possibility and instruments of personal expertise. I need to remember that for King, being a minister was an acceptable way to be unacceptable, that a Negro was a rare thing only found in America, that America holds the whole world hostage with an extremist government that lets inequality exist for 125 some odd years after saying it's over, that at Cornhill and Temple number 7, a man threw this down beyond the right voice to shout in. I need to remember that the way the world and Malcolm and MLK have gone apart is like us being separated and ignorant of each other. It's not a natural process. And the only reason I would ever be nonviolent would be so the real terms of relation as set from above will be articulated to the extent that a fire hose, a police club, or a security dog can be diplomatic and politic. I am making a beautiful society inside myself, where I will search with a brick or a flame for the unavailable effect of happiness and consciousness, my consciousness, the arena of struggle, where peace is not the size of an education in which anyone suffers, switching their face on and off like a microphone, where there is no long line at the Bureau for licenses to shout, where we live towards one another, where there is no contest to abolish memory or regulate it. I am not a dreamer, but I am trying to arrange a departure from this totally fucked up, inhumane society that has been stuck inside me since birth. And if I can do that, then I'm gonna shoot that dream out all over this place. Count on it. My name is Paul Skiff, and I say so. That is all you gotta know.
Oh, some of them are, I fucking love it. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Paul Skip.
Yeah. Oh, that was even
first.
better than usual.
Woo!
Yeah, tremendous.
Phenomenal, Paul. Absolutely phenomenal.
They better pay that promissory note.
Oh, my goodness. Listen, and this is why we're here, right? To ensure that they don't renege on that, right? Dr. King said the government has given the people of color a bad check. came back marked insufficient funds. Listen. Damn it. He said, I'm here to get out of control. This is what we do, y'all. We are here to get out of control in the most beautiful ways, right? To break this framework of exclusion, right? And you're so right, Jedi Master. The best way to get rid of the human problem is to get rid of humans. And listen, AI is doing a great job. Right? I want y'all to know AI is doing a great job of trying to replace us. So make sure you're on top of your stuff. A ghetto is made of women hating? Come on. Like, right? The city refused to give Billie Holiday her jazz license, so it was illegal for her to sing? Do you know how much we learned just from listening to jazz, just from listening to people like Billie? And they try to outlaw that. What does that say about the oppressive force that still exists in America, right? Peace is not the size of your education, right? They let inequality exist for 120 years after it was supposed to end. Thank you, sir. Thank you. He said, I'm Paul Skiff. That's all you need to know. Count on that shit. All right. Appreciate you, Jedi Master. Really setting it all the way off, as you always do. All right. Coming up next, I hope you had a good breakfast, maybe good evening. Got your medulla strapped on tight, because this gentleman is about to oblongata with what he does. It's time for our Tez Talk, y'all. The one and only Mr. Tez Somog is in the building. Unmute yourself, Mr. Tez. Let the folks know where they can find you and connect with all your incredible work. Please take it away.
Thank you, Mr. Elemental, and thank you for the New York community this Monday morning. I have, you folks can catch me on Instagram under Gaseous2019. I have a story, so I'm going to jump right in. The speculative repatriation of Don Gargajo. In the Delano H2B housing park, all the old timers would call him the Sensontle de Chinches Calientes, an appropriate nickname for his apt whistling ability. Wherever he was working, you could find him by his inexpensive non-electronic musical instrument. Don Gargajo was a hard-working middle-aged man in his 40s. He hailed from the region of Zacatecas, Mexico, and he worked as an H2B farm laborer for several years. Despite his struggles and hardships, Don Gargajo was proud of his roots and his resilience. He was known for his infectious smile, upbeat personality, and a cheerful demeanor. He had a rugged and weather-beaten appearance that reflected his years of physical labor in the fields. Don Gargajo claimed to know English, although his proficiency in the language was somewhat limited. He learned the basics by watching old episodes of the American television Western drama Bonanza. He enjoyed communicating with his American counterparts and often used his limited English vocabulary to strike up conversations. Although his grammar was flawed, he communicated effectively and was eager to improve his language skills. Don Gargajo was quite vain and reveled in reminiscing about his heyday. He often shared stories of his youth and past accomplishments in self-indulgent manner. He boasted of his strength, stamina, and virility, which he believed was still intact despite his advanced age. Don Gargajo's vanity was also reflected in his appearance. He took great care to dress well on Sundays, his only day off, and his attire was always immaculate. His hair was slicked back and styled in the 1950s pompadour, and he sported a well-manicured mustache. One day, one of the workers noticed that there was no sign of Don Gargajo showing up for work. The day passed by, and he was still a no-show. It wasn't until the evening when his colleagues decided to check on him, which was when the gruesome scene was discovered. Don Gargajo's lifeless body was sprawled on the floor of his H2B housing. He had apparently passed away alone from natural causes. The news spread quickly amongst the farm workers, and soon enough the farm owners were notified. When the farm owners discovered the tragic news, they immediately called the authorities to investigate the death. Unfortunately, it was discovered that Don Gargajo had no family or close friends who could be contacted. His other co-workers, who were his only acquaintances, had no inclination to claim his body or arrange for his funeral. They had already rummaged his goods and recycled any savings he might have had at hand. All they knew was that he was from Chinches Calientes, Zacatecas. Seeing no other choice, the farm owners contacted Gargajito. Gargajito is the son of Don Gargajo. He is a typical Nini youth from a Mexican village who is obsessed with his appearance. It always shows off lifestyle he cannot afford. He is sponsored by the remittances from his father's work abroad. He is tall and lean with sharp facial features. He has thick curly hair that he keeps gelled into a high spiky pompadour. His wardrobe primarily consists of flashy clothes that are high in fashion but low in quality. He wears his denim jeans, brightly colored shirts, and expensive sneakers. Gargajito is an arrogant and overconfident in his abilities. He loves to show off and is always looking for ways to gain attention. He believes that he is better than anyone and has a sense of entitlement. He is often dismissive of the hard work his father does as a farm worker and complains about the lack of luxuries he has in his life. Despite his arrogance, Gargajito is not as popular as he thinks he is. He has a small circle of friends who are also Nini youth like him, who live off the remittances from their family members working abroad. They often spend the nights drinking and partying while their families back home struggle to make ends meet. Gargajito stood before the bustling consulate, clutching a worn photograph of his father, Don Gargajo. His eyes were filled with grief and confusion as he entered the imposing building, unaware of the bureaucratic obstacles that awaited him. His first obstacle materialized in the form of paperwork. Gargajito approached the information desk, hoping for guidance, only to be handed a pile of forms and documents to fill out. His trembling hands struggled to grasp the magnitude of the task. Why did he need all these papers just to bring his father home? As he painstakingly filled out each form, Gargajito's mind wandered back to Chinches Calientes, where they would have buried his father already in their small town. When someone passed away, the community would come together, dig a grave, and lay their loved ones to rest. Gargajito couldn't fathom why it had to be so complicated here. With the completed paperwork in hand, Gargajito approached the counter, hoping to move closer to his father's remains. However, many more obstacles. I'm going to jump to the end really quickly. His journey through the bureaucracy of death had turned into a Kafkaesque nightmare. Gargajito's heart ached as he witnessed countless others just like him navigating this complex web. Their tears and frustrations echoed through the consulate corridors, a symphony of grief that seemed to fall on death's ears.
You know, you may just be the storyteller of our generation, man. I don't know. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Mr. Tezasomo.
Oh, man, I'm just
Bravo.
good things, man.
That is a symphony.
29, 29, 29, 29,
Fantastic.
29.
And this is what I love about our community. I know my apologies to the online world, but I'm biased. This truly is the greatest community in the world, and they continue to show you. They continue to show you, right? Mr. Tez just brought us another incredible story about how people look to the United States for so many different things. He said they learned English by watching Bonanza, right? Such a key and integral part of our lives, of American, or I should say Americana even, right? It's in there, but then for people to really look at it for that, right? Where people in America looked at it as entertainment. People in other countries looked at it like a tool. I love that, right? You mentioned all these papers just to bring my father home. The bureaucracy of death. That's because death is a business. Unfortunately, death is a business. But I love what you said before that, though, Mr. Ted. You said the community would come together to dig a grave. That, I believe, is such a beautiful tradition to show your respect for the past, the present, and the future by being involved in that process. So thank you, Mr. Tez. Another incredible, just captivating story, as you always do. Appreciate you, truly. All right. Before we get to the next poet, let me shout out a couple folks. I see Deadpan Lizzie in the building. Appreciate you for coming through, Deadpan, for real. Marsha Rivera is in the building. Miss Brimlow herself, always great when Marsha falls through, right? I saw Danae Lamarck. I appreciate you for coming through this evening. We always appreciate people who come through and just share in our energy. Welcome. We truly appreciate you. Truly. Nemo Soom is in the building. I see Undetermined Cause, right? And of course, the other storm god in the building, Zom Konto, is here, y'all. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, this gentleman is a pilot in his own right. He cultivates a space for some poets to just give you a level of enlightenment that really can't get anywhere else. This gentleman is one of those cats from north of the border, but golly, does his words just like, I don't know. Like I don't know where you're from, sir, but I don't know if you're from planet Earth the way that you connect with people's brains. The one and only Raw James is here. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know how they can connect with you and the wonderful, beautiful platform that you host. Please take it away, sir. Of course, and it's always great to see you. I'm on many you again. It's always great to see you, right? Because you just have such a interesting perspective on what you do. So please take it away.
Well, I am human and I am from the earth. I've just gotten to a place where I try to look at life balance, my friend. As I said last week, I'm proud to be human. I'm proud to be Black. I'm not oppressed, marginalized, nor am I a victim. And I just invite people to look for the balance of life. When we talk about people of color, BIPOC, we still talk people of color and white, and that's still segregation. So if you believe in desegregation, look at the things that we supposedly fight this fight with. This piece that I am going to share came out of a conversation I was having with my brother who lives in Phoenix. And he used the word nigger. He said, nigger, please. And I'm like, why do you use that word? Because I don't remember growing up using that word when we were kids in Brooklyn. Anyway, this piece came out of that conversation.
Such a beautiful question, by the way, sir. Please continue.
To nigger or not nigger? Negro, please. That was never the question. To say or not say, it's a word of distress. So let us ponder. I've always been, by definition, Black. Yet hatred and prejudice still attacks the light birthed from the continent. Conquerors spewed disdain, causing such harm. I do not breed derogatory nor bleed laziness. The context was twisted to deflect their anxieties while gaining a false status in society's script. Greed through conquest to distract the abnormal, as the sword, chains, and the book humbled the flesh. Like venomous fangs, words taunt to cut deep, as the saliva of forked tongues used to soothe. To keep them savage in a harbor of lies, misguided faith is used to keep men boy and woman girl. Fast forward to today's descendants who are no longer oppressed. For many have fought for freedoms to unburden from the yoke. Embracing the ancestors' struggles to learn from their pain. Through bondage, will untie the mental slavery with forgiveness in time. The old tribes smile upon our hopeful pledge to release the shame as we shine our light. No more waiting for tomorrow, for today we shed context stain and the grief. No longer victims of deceit, coercion, and manipulation, we balance beliefs to lift the blinders of ignorance. No need to desegregate, for I am not a polite N or fool's slang. I am no junk bond or subprime rate, so lose the derivatives and reclaim your identity. Live in the moment and not the past. I am Black and proud. My soul is content. I've risen from the ashes to rekindle the flame, for I am by definition defined and my own decree. I am a friend, a homie. I am me, peaceful by nature, civil in dissent. I am not my nigger. Nigger, I am. End of piece.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. This is heavy. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Ron J.
Man, that was so wise,
Yeah,
and
Ron.
so powerful. It was-
You guys, thank you, Sam.
wow. Just couldn't think of anything better for this day.
Well, before you mute me, Elemental, the word nigger derives from Niger, N-I-G-E-R.
Yep.
If you trace it back to the original Latin, it simply means black.
Okay. Wait. Stop right there. That is a lesson that someone needs to pay for, sir, including with the whole poem that you just dropped on them. I don't want you to give away too much of that intellectual property of yours, even though it's common knowledge. Let's keep it a bean, even though it's common knowledge, okay? The way you deliver that message belongs to you beyond this poem. But let me thank you for even starting your poem with the question, why that word? Because that word gets thrown in the washing machine, in the mixer, and it gets thrown out, right? A versus ER. I have a poem recently that I mentioned, right? Like, I've said that years ago, right? Some people say, you know, many people have addressed it. But I want to thank you today for bringing it, as Michael Sandler said, thank you for today for bringing it and doing what you do, right? For recognizing the saliva of the forked tongue is dangerous, you know? That word is a word of distress. I do remember a few years ago, the NAACP actually had a whole funeral procession trying to lay that word to rest. But it is so much a part of the American slave culture and the slave mentality still being alive in America that it cannot be separated, unfortunately, right? It's like the pie in American. It just won't go away. But you did mention, you know, through bondage, right? Release the shame as we shine our light, right? We have to lose the derivative and reclaim our identity. Those are the things that we need to have discussions about. And that's why I stopped you right there, because those are discussions, those are lessons that we need to have beyond just the one poem, right? Because it is much, much bigger than that. However, what you did was, that is one hell of a brain bug that's going to be crawling around. I'll call it a scarab. It's going to be one of those things that's going to dig in your brain for a while. Thank you, Raw, for being a valued member of our community and bringing that level of poetry. Truly appreciate you. Real quick, shout out the daughter of Krypton in the building. Appreciate you for always coming through and keeping the energy as high as possible. We truly, truly appreciate you. Coming up next, this gentleman has stayed up with us. He is across the pond. It is a crazy, crazy hour, but I promise you, this gentleman is worth every moment that you get a chance to hear him. He is a world traveler. He has probably lived more lives than we can imagine. And he happens to be one of the most eloquent poets that I know. The one and only lantern carrier is in the building. Please unmute yourself. Let these folks know how they can connect with all the incredible things you do, sir. Always great to see you. Please take it away.
Gracias, mi hermano. I shall put the details there afterwards. The intoxication of power is not designed to respect the rights nor humanity of its victims, but to trample on dignity and freedoms, using the dark fire accumulated to conquer, divide, and instill fear. We are a generation of ancestral people, born without shackles and chains, forced to experience the indignity of transatlantic journeys or indigenous intolerance, drifting helplessly between life and death, huddled together by heartless, greedy predators, or packed like sardines in overcrowded ships. Fast forward, and today African Americans celebrate Juneteenth, Lincoln's National Independence Day Act of 1862, proclaiming emancipation for the enslaved. It is a significant step to celebrate, to pray, tell stories of our history, for Joe Biden to finally declare Juneteenth a federal holiday. African Americans dance rhythm and blues, laugh with their families over fireside soul foods, tell stories like past griots. They enjoy rodeos, sing Negro spirituals, woven from the blood of their ancestors. Yet what a government chooses to honor should speak to its core values of equality, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Still, we must love. For even as the indigo moon canopies the night with its luminance, so too we must glow with the rising sun. Let our hearts glisten with the merits gained within from the sacrifice of our ancestors. Not so long ago, we were still cotton picking for oppressors, still segregated by Jim Crow laws, punished for daring to mention our legal rights, to honor this great proclamation, to determine the path of our own future. Civil rights movement campaign for the right to vote, racial integration to include schools, water fountains and parks, fought against disenfranchisement, to name a few. Yet Juneteenth, even more than Independence Day, should imply freedom for all Americans. The yoke of the knee of bigotry still pierces our hearts, even as gentrification forces us into ghettos, causes us to gather like sheep, while the privileged few ensures that we have minimal impact in an endemic system tainted by greed, discrimination, disparity, and mistrust. The long mountainous path to freedom continues across an unfeeling razor's corridor, still crowded with dark ghouls, the avarice of power games, betraying love, and still trying to conceal a spirits in coffins. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Lantern Carrier, thank you.
You didn't have to do that, but you did. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Lantern Carrier.
Oh, we love you, man.
Thank
We love you so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Oh,
Beautiful.
wonderful.
boy.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful,
Just so
beautiful.
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 Thank you, thank you.
We love you.
Thank you for
You-
wow.
We do. We love you.
Yes, we do. Listen, there's something about the power of song. Doesn't matter when you hear it. Doesn't matter what you're doing when you hear it. It stops you in your tracks. And it automatically transports you to the first time you heard it. Songs like that, even though we were not a part of the origin of it, there is a different level of energy that are connected to those songs. The spirit and the energy still fills those words. So thank you for first of all, singing to us. Secondly, for sharing your incredible voice with us. And thirdly, for honoring the ancestors with that song. So long we have, been cotton picking for oppressors, right? Those who have that indigenous intolerance, of course. This day should indeed imply freedom for all Americans, right? To determine the path of their own future, of course. But clearly we're still fighting an oppressive force. The avarice of power games, of course. However, this is what we're here for. To fight the battles and the wars that people don't think are actually happening. We are. And I love the fact that you drew that timeline, Lantern, from Lincoln's national independence to Joe Biden making it a federal holiday. Make sure y'all do your research on that. Thank you, Lantern, for being plugged in and sharing your incredible artistry with us. All right, before we move on, I am going to pass it to the dopest tech in the Zoomverse, the one and only Ron Mark Thompson, aka RMT. You're not down with RMT by now, damn it, you should be. Ron, how you feeling this evening, man?
I am feeling okay. I'm gonna come to you guys from my second connection here because the connection is better than on my laptop. I should have been in the cafe like Elemen2al is at the moment though, but I wasn't able to make it into Manhattan today. But I am so happy that Elemen2al was able to make it to New York City. He made it to the parade. He made it to many of our programs on site, in person at the New York Poets Cafe. And yes, those brick walls behind him, usually he has a virtual background. Today, those are the actual physical brick walls in the cafe, where he is at right now at this moment. So thank you, Elemen2al, for rocking out, for visiting us, for meeting so many amazing poets and performers in the community. I'm so happy that you made it out here. Thank you for allowing me to run the tech side of everything as always. Hello everyone, hello newcomers. I am Ron Mark Thompson, the tech assistant, working on the online open mics on Mondays and Thursdays. As well as at some of the in-person programs that we run at the New York Poets Cafe. On that note, we have a busy week again. If anyone thought we're going to take a summer break, we are not. We're going to continue to bring you as many programs as we are able to, online and in person, because you guys, we love our community. You guys are just amazing. If you follow us online, on our social media handles, you see them here, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or go to our website, you will never miss out on any of our programs. You also see the social media Instagram handles for our executive director, La Brewer, as well as our chief of staff, Nico Diaz. They every week, almost every day, they post content about the New York Poets Cafe as well. So just follow us, follow me, follow Elemen2al, follow Ray Chain, and you will always be in the know what's happening. I do want to point out a few programs at this week. It is the time of the month where the New York Poets Cafe is collaborating again with Barrio BX, which is a restaurant in the Bronx on East Tremont Avenue. It is the 9th edition of Poetry and Potions Open Mic, which is hosted by our chief of staff, Nico Diaz. It is the Pride edition, and it will be featuring Simply Rob and Shine On Jay. It is this Wednesday, June 21st, 7 p.m. in person in the Bronx. If you cannot make it, or if you get there and then you want to get to some other programs, also a reminder, on Wednesday in the New York Poets Cafe in Manhattan, we do host our open mic at 6 p.m. with Felicia Kate, and our Wednesday night poetry slam with J Rose at 9 p.m. This week also, Thursday, it is the time of the month again. Our dance competition is happening, Behind the Groove, a monthly program. Now, in the past, I did tell you that it is on the last Thursday of the month. Luckily, I didn't lie, because the last 5 months, The last Thursday happened to be the 4th Thursday of the month. This month there are actually 5 Thursdays, and I have to correct myself. It is not on the last Thursday, it's on the 4th Thursday. So again, I didn't tell you anything wrong, because the last Thursdays always happen to be the 4th, but it is on the 3rd Thursday. It is happening this week, the 22nd of June, 10 p.m., and you are reading it correctly, all the way to 3 a.m. It only costs $10 to get in. You can get there at 10, 11. If you're watching Ray Chain's online open mic, feel free to, if you're in Manhattan, pop in, to the cafe afterwards. They have DJ music and lots of dance. Definitely recommend that. Also this week, Friday, before Jive Poetics Poetry Slam at 10 p.m., earlier in the evening at 5 p.m., we are hosting a variety show together with the United Greek Pride organization. It is Pride Month. This program will be co-hosted by Kara Ho and Nico Diaz, 5 p.m. in the New York Poets Cafe. Tickets are $10, either online in advance or in person. And also this week, and on Saturday, the 24th, 7:30 p.m., a live Sappho rocking music performance by M. Takadi, and he will also bring a special opening act, ND3 Raven. 7:30 p.m. It only will cost $10 and be more affordable. And last but not least, this slide is not here, but last but not least, Salsa Jam is happening on Sunday. It is the last Sunday of the month, and that always happens on the last Sunday, 7 p.m. Also $10 to get in that. For anything else, for any of our other programs, including to get an artist RSVP for the online open mics, head to newregan.org, click on full events calendar, or directly bookmark, our ticket site, and you will never miss out on any of the programs. All right, on that note, let us continue with our next performer. I don't see Messiah in Zoom, so if I'm missing him, but he is here, let me know. So we're gonna instead go across the ocean. Oh no, Unmesh is also not here, unless my my Zoom is lying to me. Then you know what? Then we're gonna go to who usually signs up first. It's either Deadpan Lizzie or Michael Sindler, but he still made it, and that's important, Michael. Coming from us from the middle of the country, United States. Michael, so glad to have you here with us. Michael, let everyone know about, well, you or lighthousewriters.org, as you always do. Wonderful organization, definitely recommend them. And then go ahead with your performance.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I will put it up, and I appreciate you going ahead and just saying lighthousewriters.org. It is a wonderful organization. Just got done with Lit Fest, which was just mind-blowingly wonderful. Got to spend time with some of the best writers around. I just, there have been some amazing things. Rawl, especially, I got to admit, just absolutely took my breath away today. And I just want to say, I totally believe in celebrating this day and people going, happy Juneteenth. But, as somebody who comes from, the culture of privilege, I think it's really a day for me to, just for deep introspection and, to just really think about the fact that, this day is about like realizing what was held back and how much is still being held back. That it's not some like, yeah, all of a sudden, everything's better. It never was, and there's still so far to go. I'm going to start with one sort of based on that, and it's called For Emily D. and Trayvon M. Privilege is the thing with ignorance that perches in the mind and sings the tune without the understanding and never stops at all. And gunshots in the night are heard, a youth has been gunned down. Toward the victim, blame is turned because his skin is brown. I hear about it on the news, online, and on TV, yet never question validity. It matters not to me. And I think that is all too common. On the other side, I want to, a lot of y'all have heard this before over the years, but I'll read it again. It's called Shade from Mark Bradford. What was is not what is. Layers pasted and torn back like the scar tissue that never heals. The black skin resilient yet aching from endless abuse. The cry of pain reaching out to cover the landscapes, broken, cracked, but indelible, even in the face of attempts to obliterate. The charred skin of bodies lynched and left to rot showed these marks, the wild and vicious slashings of floggings and canings as well. And still, no matter how much is torn away, how intense the attempt to obliterate, to desecrate and destroy, there remain patches of proud, pure black, stubbornly holding fast to the canvas of history, refusing to be negated, no matter how denigrated, how dismissed, how denatured, no matter how powerful the tug of forces straining to unlodge them and to pull them from the story, to rip out native tongues and leave a dark pool of silence. But within these dark, empty, inky depths, this black swamp of memory, a song vibrates, carried over burnt loam hills on fragile wings, wispy shadows lacing land with homespun pattern, lending definition and dignity, anchoring chords of hope, notes of defiance, and resonating tones of resilient spirit. A song of knowledge, decrying that dormant within this world of thin and brittle, pasty and paltry, fated and fading, damned and doomed prejudice, lying in wait in the cool shadow of shade, the soft, pure richness of black will persevere. Okay, thank y'all very much.
Oh my God, thank you so much, Michael. What again, wonderful pieces. Everyone, please unmute yourself and give it up for Michael Sandler.
Michael, thank you.
Yeah, Michael,
Michael,
beautiful work.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Woo.
Folks like you, Michael Sandler,
Yeah.
you know what it is. You know how to write. You know what it is. Thank you for doing everything that you do. Truly appreciate you.
Yes, listen to our host and all your fellow performers here. How wonderful, thank you, Michael. And yeah, and again, thank you, Elemen2al, for obviously, choosing this theme for the day, because it is the Juneteenth holiday, which for those of you outside of the United States, it's actually a new holiday 2 years ago, which should have been, hundreds of years ago, but, finally, the United States is recognizing, and it's so educational, today, the poems that we have heard so far, and yes, we still have a far way to go here in this country, but we can celebrate, what is accomplished so far, and through our words. So thank you, Michael. Thank you, everyone else, for your beautiful, poetry, and for everything that goes with it. All right. Thank you so much, Michael. And check out his organization that he's recommending, lighthousewriters.org. I forgot to mention one upcoming program in my promotions. It is not at the New York Poets Cafe. It is at the New Jersey Performing Arts Center, which if you've ever been there in Newark, it's an amazing venue. And this Friday evening, there is an event there called You Got Versed. And the reason I'm mentioning it, because they have two teams there of 4 poets each, New York versus New Jersey. And just in case you haven't heard Rachel and Elemen2al mentioning it last week, the New York team consists of none other than 4 amazing New York Poets Cafe hosts, namely Ray Jane, our Thursday night online open mic host, Paul Concasso, our workshop leader and Voices and Vibes host, The Bee, our newest host. Just a few hours ago, they finished the poetry slam on Monday night, and none other than Elemen2al, your current Monday night online with my host. So if you are in New Jersey, or even if you're in New York, it's actually easy to get there. You take the PATH train. I actually showed Elemen2al when we went to the World Trade Center site where the PATH trains run from, and that one will actually get you close to New Jersey's Performing Arts Center. It's an amazing event. So go out there. Again, you can never get bored. I told Elemen2al when he's in New York City, every day something is happening. There is, never ever like, oh no, I don't know what to do. There is something always going on. Thank you, Elemen2al, for visiting us. Guys, thank you everyone in the community. Check it out if you can. And talking about community, he is back. Unmesh, I guess just like me, you must have had connection issues. I am so glad you're back with us from across the ocean. Unmesh, let everyone know, because we have three newcomers. Leslie, her husband, and Danaya, which I'm probably mispronouncing. When you sign up next week, Danaya, to perform, we're going to get your name correctly though. But Unmesh, let everyone know who you are. You do run your own open mic on a new weekday now, and then go ahead. The floor is all yours.
Thank you, Ron. You are awesome, man. Hello, everyone. It's like being at home whenever I come to this open mic, New York Cafe. And I'm Unmesh Mohitkar from Facebook and Instagram. And I have got an open mic, Let's Unmesh, live every Friday, 11:30 a.m. New York time. That is 9 p.m. India time. Please do join. And here we go. Sorry for missing out the earlier slot. Okay, here we go. I'm not on topic. Sorry for that. So here we go. They want loyalty from poor. The rich and the powerful are always the royalties. People fought war for the loyalty of someone. Their families are now at the mercy of that someone. Loyal to an idea, person, dream. Disloyal to the truth. The loyal in the relationship is always hurt the most. Disloyalty never hurts you. Disloyalty never hurts you. What hurts is trust without verification. Disloyal people are happy. Disloyal people are happy. They are not loyal to the idea of truth, perfection, or happiness. The person who says he has always been loyal has never verified his truth. Broken hearts are loyal to pain, disloyal to happiness. Truth is never loyal to anybody. Truth hurts the innocent more. Truth is not innocent. Everyone suffers, everyone lies, everyone cries, everyone feels the world has been unfair. They just need to be loyal to themselves. People hate fake laughter. The truth is, it might have avoided a lot of wars. We follow trends in society. You are just loyal to a trend that you believe is an idea. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
He said loyal to a trend you believe is an idea. Oh shit. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Unmesh for Hiko.
That was great.
Unmesh.
Yes.
You.
Unmesh. Yeah.
Stop voting for politicians and their kids.
Oh shit. CCR Schocker in the building. You know what that dude's gonna do. Listen. Damn it, Unmesh. Unmesh has been bringing the energy to this community. Listen, Unmesh. Oh my gosh, Unmesh. First of all, he in the first part of his poem, he said, I am home. Right? I am home here. I can only reiterate that sentiment, Unmesh. You are home, sir. This is your home. This is your family. And everyone in this Zoom, I need you to understand that same thing. Look at these boxes. Go page to page. There's 30 of us in here. This is family, y'all. Please recognize that. This is the people that are going to hear you. This is the people that love you. Your voice is valuable here. I will say that later. But damn it, Unmesh, what hurts you is trust without verification. Are you kidding? Right? Never verified. Like, broken hearts are loyal to pain? Really? Truth is never loyal to anyone. Damn it, Unmesh. Damn it, Unmesh. Make sure you are plugging to Unmesh Mohitgar, his open mic, Let's Unmesh Life. He has 2 manuscripts, right? Light Shadow Life and Let's Unmesh Life. Unmesh is such a mainstay of our community. Truly, truly appreciate you, Unmesh. Real quick, before we move on, unmute yourself. Give it up for Ron Mark Thompson.
Yay, Ron
Mark. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
awesome.
Appreciate everything you
Yay,
do.
Ron Mark. Yes, love you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, family. Thank you.
Listen, Ron is just really, really a dope dude, straight up. Appreciate you, Ron, for all you do, man. Again, I know we don't hear you all the time, but your work is felt. So thank you. All right, coming up next, we have the other half of our new voice. And again, this is thanks to I Publish I, the company run by Dane Ince. We are about to be delighted in another new voice. So please, Leslie Constable, welcome to the greatest community in the world. Please let us know how we can connect with you. Be careful because your social media is about to be flooded by the people in the greatest community in the world. But please let us know where you're zooming in from. And again, thank you for being here with us. Please take it away and welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm currently in Mexico, but I also live in the UK. My mother was British, and you can hear from my accent, I'm from my father, I'm US, so I'm sort of an international, I would say. And I'm very proud and honored to also have a book in the works with Mr. Dane Ince, and it's called A House Without Walls, Existential Journeys and Love Poems to Mexico. So I'm preparing that. So yeah, I think I'll just, with that. Oh, and I'm on Facebook. It's a good thing for poets, I think. So, and yeah, using my name, so you can find me there. So I was going to read something, and I think I'm going to, well, I don't know. I'll go ahead and read this one. It's called How to Surrender, because it's sort of keeping with the theme. So I'll just start. 1, we await the ceremony, and all the while there waiting. At the beginning, we pause, the beginning, not the end, for you are taken to start again. 2, filthy bath. What comes down on you shines. The light makes you light so you can tread water, and all that's dark falls below, never again to bother. Floating, you are clean again, you now above the dirt, the filthy bath. 3, how to surrender. How to surrender is you drop to the ground and roll. You can't have any more because I say so. You can't have it your way. You can't do it your way. And you don't know what you want. Don't you know this? Don't you know that the jig is up? The jig is up, so be there with it. Dance a jig pivot, turn, squirm. It's over, and all you can do is nothing or laugh or cry or pitch a bitch and deny that you can't have it your way. No one can. Move on, Move forward. Say out loud this fear that has held you tight in that embrace that is not love or anything close to it. Say out loud this scream inside what it really is. Say what it really is. This scream is love, backwards, sideways, upside down, subverted, perverted, but it is love. This slash and burn urge, this need to be and to be free is there. It is there to do it, to be free. You have to do, say it, face it, pray it, be it, one foot in front of the other, moving, running fast, so fast you are airborne. Use your damned wings attached at the shoulders. Release your arms from the duty. Free them. Let the wings do it and soar. That's all for me. Thanks.
And just as beautifully and softly as we took off, we landed. Ah, I love new voices. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Leslie Consbo.
Welcome, Leslie.
Yeah, Leslie.
Leslie, that was beautiful.
Nice.
That was beautiful. That was great.
168. Here's the number. 168 weeks we have been doing this. And we get delighted in not just one, but two brand new voices. Let me start by saying, Leslie, welcome to the greatest community in the world. We used to have a couple of things, but you are now one of us. So please make sure you are putting your information in the chat, how we can connect with you. And Martin, listen, the name of your book, right? A House Without Walls, a love letter to Mexico? Really? Like, first of all, a house without walls. And then you tie it to a love letter. You know, it's things like that that again kind of bring it all the way together, right? They complete the circle, right? When you write a love letter to something and then you realize that, you know, there is no spoon. Thank you for spending your Monday with us, for sharing your incredible artistry with us. You have now been welcomed into the greatest community in the world. Make sure you are plugging in because you're about to have lots of fans. So thank you, truly. And listen, look, they're the community is vouching for you. I don't have to say anything, right? There are multiple members of our community that are saying, listen, these poets are supposed to be here. Guess what? You are here. And now we know who you are. So welcome. You're going to get lots of people saying, hey, don't forget Sunday night, you got to sign up to be here on Monday. Thank you and welcome again. All right, coming up next, our resident party animal all the way from Minnesota is up next to bring us all the ruckus that only they do. The one and only Liz Minette is here. Always great to see you, Liz. Let the folks know where they can find you online. Please take it away.
All right. Thank you, Elemental. And I will post. I will post after I read. In keeping with Juneteenth, I have this sweet poem, short poem. It's called "To Be Fed Up With." To be fed up with violence so much that one never picks up a gun, never touches a bullet. To plot peace from one's room, surrounded by scented candles, dark chocolate, and poetry. And from this place work the dreams of tolerance and unity into being. Yet if one's blood is shed along some lonely road in the name of, to at least have that blood unite, to have that whatever's blood, however it is spilt, whatever, unite everyone to live in peace. Happy Juneteenth. That's my poem. Happy Juneteenth, everyone. It doesn't have to be any blood spilled or anything like that. Just people getting together, blood, family. If blood means family, that blood does mean family, or friends and family. That's why I read this piece.
There really is no explanation necessary, Liz. You got to know that your work speaks for itself. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Liz Menez.
Liz, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let me drop some science on y'all real quick. I know it may be kind of tricky when you step into this space to write about something like this, to read about something like this. But your perspective is valuable. You don't write from a perspective that I do, but I can learn from yours. I can learn from Michael Sindler's. I can learn from Scott Pleasant, right? I can learn from Ngoma. I can learn from Oshun Oyen. I can learn from everyone because everyone has a different perspective. Don't ever hesitate about bringing it, about not sure if it's going to land, do it. Please, I implore all of you, write about those difficult things. Write about those subjects and those situations that make you uncomfortable. Do that. Bring it to us. Right? Because we are all one family. You are right, Liz. Right? The blood will unite us all. And we will be there to make sure that people know why you're there. We will blaze that path. Thank you, Liz. Thank you. To everyone that has come this evening, you know, for the folks who say, oh, well, I'm not really on theme, you are. Because you represent freedom that Juneteenth is about anyway, right? It is about freedom, freedom of expression, the freedom of knowledge, the freedom to share that knowledge. That is the spirit of Juneteenth. So thank you all. And just for being here, you are celebrating the spirit of Juneteenth. So we appreciate you, all right? Coming up next, I had the beautiful privilege of seeing this cat get down in real life, and he is a monster. Woo! The one and only Baba Ngoma is here. Clear your schedule. Pay attention. Take notes, because he's about to do it unlike any other. Please, unmute yourself, Baba. It is always great to see you. Take it away.
Listen, I have to go and answer the door. So let Oshun Yoying read first. That's cool?
Listen, we talking about two sides of the same coin, baby. Okay, do your thing.
So
Listen.
I'm running. She's going to read and I'll be right back.
Go, please. Listen, that just gives me a chance to introduce the queen. So coming up next, I had the beautiful pleasure of meeting the Queen Oshun Oyen. Listen, and to return that sentiment, I love you as well. This beautiful poet supports the poet that we just heard, and we are going to hear from Ngoma in just a moment. But let me tell you, this poet does it. They are connected to the ancestral stream of thinking and creativity. The one and only Oshun Oyen is here. Please unmute yourself. Bless us with what you do. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much. I have actually going to do two pieces again tonight. First one, and this is in line with a Juneteenth theme. Okay, look and see who you really are. Look deeper. See past the obsidian waters the slave ships sailed across. Look deeper than the beatings, the bodies stacked like discarded rags. Look deeper than the lies, the rapes, the insidious brainwashings, the black, blue, and purple tortures. Look deeper than how you were stripped of every vestige of your identity, your spirituality, your beauty. Look back and see the astronomy you recorded. Look back and see the medicine you gave the world. Look back and see your science wrapped in the language of spirit. Look back and read your writings on the wall. Look back and see the mountains of the moon, Timbuktu, the Dogon cliff dwellings, the pyramids, the temples, the echo of your temples built all over the world. Look back, close your eyes and remember, then plant your feet in the earth, merge your head with heaven. Hear your ancestors speak in every cell of your being. Hear the Orisha speak in the cerulean winds, the scarlet cooking fires, the rushing waters. Draw your power back into the sanctuary of your lungs, your muscles, your essence, your untapped strength. Call on the Ashe of Obatala to purify your heart, the Ashe of Orunmila to chart your destiny, the Ashe of your Ori, your own head, to guide you to victory. Break the chains of electric blue programming. Break the gray chains of fear. Break the charcoal chains of mindless, misty paradigms that don't serve you or your people. Realize you haven't lost a thing. It is yours, guarded by your genes, defended in your DNA. Then step forward in the cloak of divine protection, divine endorsement, divine confirmation. You can live in your pain or you can live in your power. Choose to live in your power. Ashe. Now this next one is called Ebony Phonics. And I used to be one who was dead set against Ebonics until I started doing research to see that this was really a linguistic dialect. And that's what this poem is about. I don't speak bad English. I speak English with an African beat. Ebonics, yeah, I said it. Ebony Phonics, painted in tribal hues, in numerous dialects, uptown Harlem swing, Gullah Geechee, Georgia drawl, Chicago cool, Southern sugar lilt, 15 different Jamaican patois, Trinidadian sweet speech, and a continuous song of African-themed dialects translated into English, rising chorus from the Caribbean. And as much as you diss our dialect, you imitate them all. You use our language too, had to. Its rhythm was too hypnotic, its colors too bright. Nothing in your dictionary reverberated in the soul so soundly, till you imprisoned it when it snuck in the back door through your children's speech, through our music and our culture, as it wove kinty sensibilities into your threadbare cloth. Tout and okay from Senegal. Tweed, Miaboni, my bad, from Ghana. You picked up bogus from the Hausa, Boko Boko. Boogie was our word for dance. Wolof and hip, your eyes were open, meaning aware. And bozo always meant stupid. We were never stupid, just left alone to learn on our own or suffer in silence. Your German forked tongue, diphthong, double consonants didn't slide easy on our palates, so we infused them with African seasoning, translated them into our own idiom, the ancient reborn in modern dialogue, defended in our DNA, embedded in our DNA. I speak in many shades, descended from many African bloodlines. I don't speak bad English. I speak English with an African beat. And yes, I speak Caucasian too.
Shit. Oh, mute yourself. Give it up for
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you for the education,
Awesome.
the enlightenment.
What I love the most was Ngoma coming in there like, yeah, spit that shit, right? I love it. Shout out the power couple. I truly feel you, Queen, about the Ebonics. I was not a fan. However, you put it that way. Like, I don't speak bad English. I just speak English with an African beat, right? So patois, we gullah geechee. If you're not sure what that is, look up South Carolina, look up the 1619 Project, look up Senegambia, look up the reason why sickle cell is even in America. Our rhythm was too hypnotic, of course, you know. She said we diphthong double consonant, translate them into our own idioms. Look back and see the astronomy of what we do, right? From here to Timbuktu, you can see our fingerprints. So when you start talking about the hatred of people of color, you're really hating the foundation of America. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Thank you, Oshun Oyen, for coming through with all of your graceful intelligence, all of your beautiful history that you bring to us to make sure we don't forget it. You remind us what the poet charge is. Thank you. So, as I mentioned, two sides of the same coin. Here comes the other side. This gentleman, one thing I can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt, he did not come here to tap dance, but he is about to blow your brain. The one and only Baba Ngoma is here. Please, and listen, he's in the same vicinity as Queen Oshun Oyen. So they, listen, forgive me, I know I get excited, but Baba, please, I'm telling you, because he's about to do this thing with y'all. I'm telling you, if you are not awake yet, he's about to awaken your mind, your senses, and your frequencies. Please, take it away.
Yeah, how y'all doing, y'all? So I'm on theme. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, oh, freedom over me. And before I'd be a slave, I'd be buried in my grave, and I'd fight for the right to be free. Where I come from back of the bus and colored water fountains. I come from segregated toilets and no niggas or dogs allowed. I come from segregated and unequal schools with hand-me-down books. I come from sit up in the balcony. I come from you can't buy a house in this neighborhood. I come from you can't eat at this lunch counter. I come from go around the back to get your food. I come from picket lines, bus boycotts, and fire hoses. I come from freedom rides, freedom songs, and jail cells. I come from we've been buked and we've been scorned. I come from we shall overcome. I come from black fist raised high, little Bobby Hutton, Fred Hampton, and George Jackson. I come from street fighting and rebellion, San Quentin and Attica, Black Panthers, Young Lords, and free breakfast programs. I come from runaway slaves. I come from Amiri Baraka, Simba Wachunga, and Watu Wazuri. I come from poor libations on ancestors' graves. I come from the struggle to be free, to be free, to be free. Next poem. There is a community in Brooklyn called Weeksville. And Weeksville was a community of Africans that had been enslaved and were free when they came to New York. And they had a whole community called Weeksville. So I did some work in Weeksville, and I had to do a poem that had something to do with it. So I did a bunch of research. And this poem is called His Story. Also, a lot of people don't realize it, but there were slaves in New York. Slaves were traded in New York right on Wall Street. His story. There are more ghosts here than in old boneyards. Sufferers of the hangman's noose or burned at the stake. Before New York was a city, when Wall Street really had a wall that separated slaves from the savages that brought them in chains to a growing metropolis where no one thinks of slavery anymore. There are more ghosts here than in old boneyards. You can hear them in the wind blowing from the Hudson, where once there were docks that unloaded them like cargo, naked and freezing in the winter rain. There are more ghosts here than in old boneyards, footprints left on cobblestones, barefoot in the snow, before being auctioned off like cattle, wheat, molasses, and tobacco, woven dry goods from Morocco. There are more ghosts here than in old boneyards, Africans and indentured white men accused of conspiring to fight for freedom, branded as witches, hanged in chains to decompose, some banished and transported, no historical markers to be noted, tales left out of his storybooks, stories that may never be told. Yes, my friends, there are more ghosts here than in old boneyards. Ancestral spirits rise from the ashes as the Phoenix of Weeksville reincarnates, telling stories of free Black men who built homes, schools, churches, banks, and burial grounds. Yes, there are more ghosts here than old boneyards. If you listen to Oya at midnight, you might hear Biggie singing, "Spread Love, it's the Brooklyn way."
Yeah, spread love is the Brooklyn way. Unmute yourself, give it up for it.
Damn. Go, Rio, go.
Baba,
Woo-hoo.
Baba,
Yeah.
you got me. Yeah, I'm loving
Always,
it,
every
Baba.
time.
I'm loving it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
If you don't know who Ngoma is, I implore you to go back weeks on weeks on weeks and listen to every lesson that he has shared with us on Monday or Thursday. Thank you, by the way. He used to rock primarily on Thursday, but he brought it to Monday, so I appreciate you. Listen, I come from sitting in the balcony. I come from go around the back to get your food. I come from Freedom Song and Freedom Rise, Black Fist Raised High. I come from runaway slaves. How many people can say that? How many people can say that their people had a fugitive act to make sure that they remained in their place? You don't know about the Fugitive Slave Act, do your research, right? Pour libation on ancestors' graves, that's what we do, right? Because we are connected to those, right? We are connected to past, present, and future, and to everyone who has brought that spirit this evening. Thank you, right? Because we represent the ancestors, right? We are the fruit. We are the harvest of their labor. And we have to move accordingly. Thank you, right? And I love how he mentioned the African and endangered white men. Because at that time, right, and I'm not going to get into this whole long time history lesson, but right, indentured servitude was happening at that time as well. Difference between indentured servitude and slavery, there was a time limit. The time, right? But these are the tales that are left out of our history books to keep the whitewashing in place. Libations. Thank you, Ngoma, for all you do for our community, for the movement and the advancement of intelligence in all shapes, colors, and sizes. Truly appreciate you. All right, coming up next, this gentleman, cool as the other side of the pillar. I'm telling you, whether it's on Zoom or in real life, this brother is about to lay the silky words on you. The one and only Samuel Rain Benjamin, aka Complicated Passions, is in the building. Come on, man. You know what it is. Take it away.
Good evening, and I'm honored to be following Ngoma because I've been following him for about 10 years when I first heard his name, because didn't know he was from New York until William Washington told me. So I'm gonna get right into this because I got 3 minutes. The sharing of my love, mysterious. Like the seasons, when she becomes spring, calling for home. The scent of her comes to me and I am taken. She be poetry, I tell her. I want to flow through her like mountain rivers, living oceans of dreams. Like rain, I am the cradle to her life. I want to be the poem she reads and then breathe the sounds of her. And now, Dark Man Blues. Some scenes have been deleted. This graveyard holds the contents of my past. No happy memories, just the ones you wanted me to believe. Your promises on paper, they be worthless. You checking the value of my life. Pictures don't lie, they paint you living out your yesterdays today when you had rights to kill me, being I was once a slave. You haven't changed your fears that we have, knowing the real you, your attempt at erasing the truth when we can see right through you. America's got hidden agendas filled by history's lies. Poets speak truth to justice because it's just us telling it without deleted scenes. My life is not a movie, and now suffrage. Life has become an illusion. Empty promises from a world gone mad, man-made greed the norm. History reads like an attempt at erasing Earth's past. Uncovered mysteries speak truth to mankind's inability to act at one. The thought chills my body, frozen in time, repeating its past. Death the only option given to life. Blood and tears stain the least among us. Children of the world, victims, shared it are a billion dreams never to be found. Man-made movies show destruction played out for real. This is a movie on rewind, the suffrage of mankind. Weaponized pandemics, the new industrialization to end the third world, famine and wars, seeds of death, the old gods replaced by the new guard, lies and money. We are children of production. And I am Samuel Rain. Thank you.
That cat said old guard replaced by new gods. Unmute yourself, give it up for Samuel.
Samuel.
Dark Man Blues, yeah.
Thank you.
Samuel Rain.
Beautiful work. Beautiful work.
Listen, shout out to Graybeards in the building. This dude, I told y'all he's cool as the other side of the pillow, right? History reads like they're trying to erase the past. First of all, I got to yell at you, Dark Man, all right, for coming through with all that politicalness, right? I know you are the Black love poet, but damn it, that's how you do it. You gotta let people know, right? And listen, for anyone who knows, Dark Man, he does that love thing, right? But you have to be able to exist in multiple realms, and he did that, right? Weaponized pandemics. Be careful how you say that, man. Be careful how you say that, man. Right? Oh God, like be careful, right? Because listen, we already know they're trying to ban us, right? They are banning our books in certain states, right? We are the truth tellers, which also makes us the revolutionaries, which also makes us public enemy number one. Be careful. But damn it, keep writing. We need us. I know, I said that. I did say that. We need us because we do. Thank you, Dark Man. Appreciate you. All right, y'all. Clearly, we are adding to the list, all right, because I'm going to make space for the folks who are not on the list that want to rip, right? This is a once-a-year thing. And if we have time, I will share a poem with y'all this evening. All right, coming up next, Captain Flo has landed up. Listen. This dude, listen, I love when this dude comes and he makes time to hang out with us because he always has something to say that we need to hear, right? I see you, Megas, got, emotional defibrillator in the window already. Unmute yourself. The one and only Daniel Fernandez is here, y'all. Please let these folks know how they can get a hold of your incredible manuscript and how they can connect with all the incredible things that you do. It is always great to see you on a Monday night. please take it away. I know he's struggling. We trying to get there, right? There we go. Come on, Captain Flo, do it.
Hello. Yes, I put my information in the chat. You can find me on Instagram at Daniel56781 and my book on Amazon, Emotional Defibrillator, as what's back there. I will also just jump straight into it. So I actually have a new poem that was written last week. I made a few edits and performed it on Friday, actually, at Open Minds. This one is called Everyone's Point of View, which stands for what I wanted to name myself, which was EPOV, for, one day when I become a rapper, we'll see. And on the explaining on why would I write from others people's point of view? Anyways, everyone's point of view. I was traveling on the seas of sin. The waves of death crash, damaging my skin. Digest the beauty in life like the sights of Berlin, trying to swim in venom while dealing with strong winds. I was in a dark place before I used a pen to clear the thoughts that I did not want to accept. Making a poem became the next step, and then boom, now I have a book that goes in depth. For the days I overslept and the memories I wish I can wreck, transforming the morals on what to expect, keeping myself intact so that I'm not playing with a full deck. I write for the people, growing my empathy to understand their emotions so that the world can see, instead of arguing and screaming so that stress is received. I write pain no one speaks of, even though some think I'm naive. Writing 1,000 poems without a degree, chase a fortune with a skill and my faith to believe, jotting down my demons and grief, balancing chaos with my heart up a sleeve. When you write from the perspective of others, you understand, not just living in general, but the emotions at hand. It's sad to know that people are obsessed with brands, ignoring everyone who breathes just so that they can spend a couple grand, flipping through pages of a book titled Everyone's Point of View, my next installation of what we all go through, speaking from tears instead of rage because the emotion is true, uttering notions like they do in the news. Anywho, my patience is long overdue, lacking moderation because of revenue, suffocating wisdom, trying to be shrewd, in a river with a canoe, confused, drinking some juice, writing stories that are engaging and evocative, appalled on the realism that I give, jumping into shoes like a true narrative, humble but ashamed on the life that I've lived. So legit that you don't realize that some poems are fabricated, just off thoughts that my brain innovated. Sharing the art because the words are anticipated, ambiguous lines with darkness stimulated. Stories from anyone you can think of, being a homeless man with a history of love, a single mother with a job as driving a school bus, a man out of luck about his to end this a man out of luck about to end his suffering just because, a married couple dealing with a recession, right from everyone's perspective so you understand the intentions, transparent lives with success being suspended. Part 3 is in the works. I forgot to mention writing as a high school jock or the opposite, an employee on the edge of calling it quits, a serial killer keeping the details legit, or even be as simple as just giving a gift. I can write to my mother or father, lose the ink faster than $1, using my blood on pages of honor, delving into this spiritual container. Despite on whose perspective I visit, I have no limits, even if it's wicked. Pivot for a minute like an active infant. Touch the spirit that's lost in a billet. Speak on what's often prohibit. Start with a snippet like a dog for a biscuit. Being explicit but not as a gimmick. Going ballistic like a patient in a clinic. Abused like a civic, I had to be specific. Deal with the critics who don't like the lyrics. Oh, how horrific. I think it's terrific. Punching statistics for being pessimistic. Confronting those who are egotistic by plastering jokes like lipstick. Happiness is when I was young. Sadly, I missed it. Now I'm hiding behind words because the pain is persistent. I am artistic with misery keeping me paralytic. But if my poems were objects, they would defy physics. Thank you.
Misery keeping me paralytic. God damn it. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Daniel Fernandez.
Yeah, your poems defy physics. Yeah.
Nice work, Daniel. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Miles to go.
Like defibrillator, like I don't know, man. Like I don't know. I guess I maybe need to add that into your introduction. You know what I mean? Clear, boom, the one and only Daniel Fernandez. For real, man. Like he does that. Listen, writing 1,000 poems without a degree. Damn it, sir. Let me tell you something. We are the people who have degrees of some sort will tell you it's a lot of work. It's a lot of writing that you have to do. But you are putting in that work. Right? So I need you to make sure that you're continuing to put in that work. We hear you, right? We recognize the work that you're putting in, right? Yes, people are obsessed with brands, right? But we are kind of obsessed with your brand of poetry. So make sure you keep coming through, right? Plastering jokes like lipstick. Listen, every poet that I come across that knows comedy, and I met a few comics since I've been here in New York, there is such an incredible parallel between poetry and comedy, right? I implore all of you to recognize the poetry in comedy, right? Poets can be comedic, right? But comics, damn it, they can be incredibly poetic. They just happen to make you laugh. Thank you. Thank you, Captain Flo, for coming through and always sharing your incredible artistry with us, right? Let me shout out a couple folks before we get to CC. Great Scott is in the building. Shout out Scott Pleasant. Listen, I know I'm biased, but I told her I was biased, and I told her I would yell at her every time she came through. The one and only Mia Aguilera. Like, I got a chance to meet Mia. She's real, y'all. She's real. Appreciate you, Mia. Beautiful t-shirt, by the way. Appreciate you, Mia. Shout out Bed-Stuy. Shout out Brooklyn, right? Live from Bedford-Stuyvesant, the livest one. Representing BK to the fullest. Appreciate you. Undetermined Cause is in the building. Also, appreciate you. The Queen, part of the team. Ray Jane is here. Listen, if y'all get a chance, if I can finagle the Queen, maybe, wrangle an earring to get her to spit tonight, listen, y'all are in for a treat. All right. Let's keep it going, right? Because we are nearing the end. There's some folks who want to get down, and we are going to get down, all right? Coming up next, I had the luxury of talking to this gentleman. He called me. It's like, hey, Elemen2al, I want you to hear some things. We actually had a rap session about poetry, and I love that when poets are truly, truly plugged into poetry. The one and only C.R. Chagra is here. Listen. This gentleman really, really digs and loves what he does. His book is incredible. Listen, please unmute yourself. Let the folks know what you have for us this evening. It's always great to see you, CC. Take it away.
Yeah, and I really appreciate it. I never reached out to call him before, but it hit me that I had to bring this thing I was working on. It was so close to my soul. It was ripping me a new one. And I said I just knew that his point of view would be raw and real and deep. And so I got some good news. Believe it or not, an artist that I met about a month ago came up to me, and I just got back from visiting, and this book is on its way to being translated into Latin. Don't ask me how that curveball can come into your life without you looking for it, but that's a sweet thing. And we had a fantastic talk. And this person was talented beyond my belief, and incredible character, and I'm just blessed. But what I'm going to do now is, for all of you, for the essence of this community and the lack of rank of where you are when you bring your naked soul here to this environment and you give it what you got where you are, and you're not better or worse. And some people come here with their life on the line. And I've been in this open mic world for a very long time, decades and decades. So I Think I Will Not Die Today was an old poem. It later on became a part of my poetry art band project, Funk Physics, and now it's a lyric. Do I got the sound thing on? Are we good? Cool, thank you. I think I will not die today. Although I just may melt away into a dream that's here to say, love, stay, and I'll stay with you. Oh, I think I will not die today. Although I just may cry today, and yes, my tears may fall to see love freed of the harmful thoughts I made. Oh, I think I will not die today. Then doubt itself throws choice my way, yet it's as simple as you being here, and no one can ever own love. Oh no, I think I will not die today. As I go through no love with just my face on a stage, as bare as no one here, where there's no reason to leave my life. Oh, I think I will not die today. I had no idea joy could feel this way. No idea alone could fill the air, while every exhale gives voice to there is no one missing. Oh, I think I will not die today. And fear exposed just runs away. Then there comes nothing lonely to fill my heart, and all I hear is laughter. Lift life up. Oh, I think I will not die today. I think I will not die today. Though I just may melt away into a dream that's here to say, love, stay, and I'll stay with you.
See, that is how you leave a lasting impression, because I will not die today, nor will your work. Unmute yourself, give it up for CCR Chagra.
That was great.
Yeah.
I absolutely love when music and poetry evolve. Right? I was just privileged to be with a couple that are talking about just that, about allowing music and poetry to feed off of each other. And I'm going to tell you, CC, you are allowing that. You're allowing the music to breathe. You're allowing the poetry to breathe and exist in the same space. That is when we get to the powerful essence of what poetry was built on. It's about telling the truth and leaving a lasting impression. And that is what you do. Those chords resonate. Clearly, the Jedi Master is commenting over here, right? Like, Nina is asking if she can borrow the song. Listen, and you got Nina up on the wall, right? Like, Mississippi, God damn. Are you listening to CC? Or did you hear Nina? Thank you, CC. We truly appreciate all of the beautiful truth that you share with us on a regular basis. All right, y'all. We are coming down to the last few poets, but let's keep the energy as high as possible to welcome every single one of them. Coming up next, this poet, listen, we were delighted in their poetry when they were in the car, and now we get the opportunity to see them standing up. And let me tell you, Kate, whether in the car or standing up, the hair, the energy that you bring, we are truly feeling, we truly appreciate all the energy that you bring to us. The one and only Kate is in the building, y'all. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online, how they can connect with all the incredible things that you do. Please take it away. Great to see you.
Hey, thank you. I definitely needed the laugh, so I appreciate it. You can find me on Instagram under Kite_the Poetic Cat with a K. So this is actually the very first poem that I read for the New Yorican Poets Cafe. But we were doing like a 1-minute thing, so I had to cut my poem off. So I feel like this kind of fits the theme. Slavery still exists in the form of human trafficking, in prisons that set people up to repeat a continuous cycle, in the mind, where some feel trapped and confined, in the form of a 9-to-5 where some feel they're obligated to punch a clock in order to get some money to survive, in the government where we, the people, are forced to deal with the consequences of the people who are put in power. I'm not for either side because, newsflash, both wings belong to the same bird. You think any of these already wealthy politicians give 2 fucks about the lower and middle class? Ha! It makes me want to laugh. It's about what they can do to make it better for them. It's not for us. If it were for society, by now we would see a major difference. But we still have ongoing crisis, war, political thieves and liars, poverty, mental illness on the rise with facilities that don't truly care about their patients' lives, inflation that is steadily growing out of control, environmental destruction, racism, the government getting involved in women's sexual health and reproduction, restricting birth control and abortion, people murdered daily, some by our own police that are here for our safety. Homeless people littered all over the streets, addiction on the rise, the crime rate continuously getting high off of the citizens' dime, false arrests, petty arrests, wrongful convictions, the blood of it all smeared over the word America. A broken system is all I see. What I want is unity, Shouldn't the people who represent the majority in this country be the ones representing? I'm not saying rich people don't donate or help us in any way, but politicians are money hungry with greed running through their veins, while the ones who want to enact change get shut down in the most fucked up ways. Just like Martin Luther King Jr. I too have a dream, and I pray I live long enough to see the day where there is justice for all and equality. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it's not a possibility. But we must embrace ourselves, develop and band together as a community to help put an end to disunity and create that kind of opportunity. Thank you for having me.
I mean, the pleasure is ours when you do shit like that. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Guitar.
Ah,
Wow.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
right. Liz, yes, ma'am. Yes, we will have that. We'll have that. And a side of poetry. Thank you. Strong, the Jedi Master said, right? The metachlorian count is strong in this one. I agree, Jedi Master. 9 to 5, we the people, right? I'm sorry, I got lost because you took flight when you said both wings belong to the same bird. Damn it. Both wings belong to the same bird. I've been around for a while, Kate. Been around a lot of poets. Been around a lot of incredible poetry, but I've never, ever heard a poet put it that way. Both wings belong to the same bird. Take that with y'all. Take that with y'all and digest it and dissect it as you will. But Kate did that. Thank you, Kate. And now that you're doing it that way, like, listen, that's your standard. That's your standard now, right? Like you're doing it. Green hair and all. Kate is all about that poetic business. Thank you, Kate, for sharing your incredible artistry with us. Coming up next, this poet will be in the first rotation of features that will be coming up this summer with the Monday night online open mic. The author of the Chameleon Chronicles, 1/3 of the Jersey Trinity. I can go on and on, Terry, of course. Listen, this poet continues to be a mainstay, continues to bring new work, has a manuscript, and is dedicated to what we do as poets. The one and only Terry Rose Jurtson is in the building with all of her incredible poetry. Please unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you, Terry. It's always great to see you, truly. Please.
Thank you. You can find me on Instagram under the Chameleon Poetic, or you can find me on Facebook under Terry Rose Jurtson. And once again, Facebook deleted my account. That's how you know you're making a difference. When your account just keeps getting numbers and then it gets deleted. I'm gonna read an epigraph from a quote from another peer poet, A.J. Houston. And this is from one of his books. I don't know which one, but the quote goes like this. Who knew hindsight could really be blind? So I wrote to that. One of the many things that is blind. Color blindness used to be where everything was looked at as gray, monotone. Certain colors were indistinguishable from others. When referring to people, it has a different connotation. Colorblind can refer to a person who is not aware of cultural disparities and turns a blind eye to this by saying it doesn't exist. 2 weeks ago, the house next door to me caught on fire. The families got out okay, but everything in the house was destroyed by smoke. The family stood out in the street all day, waiting for the fire to be put out and for the Red Cross to come and take them to a hotel. Last night, I heard gunshots. Today, I heard screaming. A man is still screaming outside right now. That's my piece.
Oh, a man is screaming outside right now. You damn sure better believe it, right? But we may not necessarily hear it. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Terry Rose Johnson.
Hooray!
All right, Terry.
Thank you.
That was amazing.
Wow, 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 wow.
That's one of her best
Terry,
poems.
Terry.
Look, I don't have to yell. I don't have to do all the talking, right? Because your community will let you know how much they feel what you do, Terry. Really, and your community has spoken to you and shown you how much they appreciate what you do. Because you are connected to the things that we do, right? There is no monotone connection. There isn't, right? You are making sure that there are levels, right? You are making sure that we are focused on equality, that we are focused on the things that for so long, right, have been just kind of disregarded. It's like, no, we don't need to know. We don't need to, pay attention until someone says, no, you're missing out. This is why we love the Chameleon Poetic. Because just when you think you've gotten it all, we get Terry Rose Jersey. Thank you, Terry, for being a mainstay of our community and bringing all of your truth to us. Make sure you are buying their manuscript, The Chameleon Chronicles. It is an amazing book. Listen, look, boom, right there. Cover is dope as hell. Shout out Shane Maynard. Listen, it is incredible. So I appreciate all of y'all. All right. That was truly the end of the guaranteed list. But in the spirit of Juneteenth, I have made sure that we make room for a couple of other folks. This next poet very rarely shares their truth with us, but I know the situation that they're in right now, and they definitely want to share it with us. The one and only Idianga is in the building. It has been too long since we've heard your poetry. Please let the folks know where they can find you online. It is always great to see you and hear you. Please take it away.
Thank you so much. You can find me at IE2Adorn on IG. Wow. Prayers for the people in the Ukraine and all the people of the world. One lesson brought to light through this war is that being a refugee is not just a person of color's issue, but innocent people seeking refuge from tyranny and all forms of persecution. Please don't be numb to their cries. Brown babies are still crying in cages. The silence of unsung tears of mothers, daughters, and sisters muffled in body bags as marginalized outcasts of society's leprosy. Life givers raped into compliance and servitude and silenced with no one to protect them, no one to fight for them, all while they are victimized and war is waged on their private parts, the very source of creation. No one is coming to save them. Can't you hear their cries? Black babies are still dying in these streets with the burden of society's knees on their necks. Sons, brothers, and fathers of nations brutalized with their hands up. Strip search, ransacked, robbed of their riches, bankrupt and taxed insurmountably the interest from from the debt of being pilfered by colonizers. The sun sears the pain from the blood, toils, and sweat into the skin of their descendants. Can't you hear their cries? Because you see, when the colonizers first docked upon my shores, they recognized me first, not just by the color of my skin, but the fire within. They call me Negro, the root word of Nigeria, a name derived from the process of being met with fire, like the fire of the African sun to my cocoa skin, burning, gleaming, shining through all of us as we reflect the sun from within. Before they literally justified burning us down through all forms of torturous means. They have been waging nuclear war against us for centuries, breaking down the nucleus of our families atomically and economically, dissecting and separating us from each bombarded member of our families, leaving widows and orphans with a soul allegiance to survive by any means necessary. Oh, pirates, yes, they rob I, sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pits, but my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had was redemption songs. 'Cause you see, the blood of my ancestors, our mothers and fathers, have been coagulating the tributaries of the Niger Delta River for centuries. Doctors still prescribe warfarin to thin the blood clots of their sons and daughters, straining through the veins of the transatlantic slave traditions of justified entrapments, lynchings, bombings, and annihilation of innocence, and the rabid thirst for power by evildoers' justification of the physical, mental, and psychological enslavement of colored, caged, wild, and exotic saints. They saw as savage animals to be captured, skinned, and worn out like a plush fur coat. Black savage, brown savage, red savage, yellow savage, white savage. Hunt them, steal them, rape them, cage them, hang them, rob them, strip them, hate them, bomb them, kill them, erase them, claim their inventions, their culture, traditions, demean their non-compliance to the core of their standard of self-recognition and esteem that they hate themselves and all like them. Because you see, the true gradient of skin tone is not from white to black, but from albino to ebony. So regardless of who you are or where your shade falls on that scale, you are Black, just like me. So you can call it whatever ethnocentric nationality you ascribe to. You are Black, just like me, whether freezer burnt into black ice, tanned, caramelized, flambéed, you are blackened just like me. When tyrants attack one of us, they attack all of us. Their abuse is solely a measuring stick of what you are willing to tolerate happening to someone else, never thinking that one day it could be you. Well, today it is you. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had was redemption songs. There's an African proverb that says, we are like rubber balls. The harder they dash us to the ground, the higher we rise. Dakada in Ibibio land means rise up. Thank you.
Woo! Give it the fuck up for this poet. Oh my
Come
God.
on,
Give it
James.
up.
Give it up for
Holy
Idi
fucking
Young.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back.
Shit,
Woo!
girl. Fuck.
Respect, deserve,
Yes.
respect, deserve.
Damn. Oy. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome stuff.
It's those poems. And I continue to say week after week, it's those poems that we need to write, right? We have a great time writing, about the prompts, roses are red and chocolate and all of those things, right? But anytime that you dive into the Brother Bob, anytime Nesta's lyrics come into play, serious business. It's serious business. Thank you, Idi Young, for weaving that even in, right? They call me Negro, which is the root word of Nigeria. What? I don't know if you heard that. But yeah, she said that, right? Wars waged on private parts. Yeah. Right? Wild and exotic saints. Black savage, brown savage, yellow savage, white savage, right? They hate themselves. And all of them look like them. But remember, you're black just like me. Like Black Ice. And Black Ice connects to the ATLians. And I implore you all to look up Black Ice. As an outcast, I was born, wasn't warned of the harm that would come to meet me like MetLife, but yet life done. It's outcast. Plug in to the folk. Thank you, Idi Young, for sharing that incredibly beautiful truth with us. Anytime the words of Nesta come into play, it's always a cleanser of the spirit. And their poetry is great. So thank you. All right, last two poets. Wait. JSW, come back. I'm coming back at you, Jane. Come back. I apologize.
All right, we got you.
Come
Okay,
back.
so, whoa, hold on 1 second. I apologize. No, so there was one key thing that I wanted to actually touch on is in the definition of the word Negro, that the Latin word, the root word of the etymology of the word is that Negro means burning, like it is the color of black that you see when you flambe something. It has shine to it. So it is the color of black that is met with fire. So that's how powerful it is to be Negro and to be Black and to be Nigerian, and to really know the power of what your roots are. And so I just wanted to make sure that was the root of my whole entire situation in this Juneteenth.
I appreciate you, Idi, for bringing that to all of us, for even the explanation of, what it means, right, in your culture, in your space, to enlighten everyone here, right? Because again, we always tend to hear certain things, but we have to make sure that we are connected to all the things that mean what we are, right? Apologies about the sound, right? The bleeding, but there is something going on upstairs. I told you I'm in the belly of the beast. So it's actually going down upstairs, right? Shout out Soul Preem. He is holding it down right now in the brick and mortar. All right. So this is a very rare occasion for us, but it's Juneteenth. And y'all very, very, very rarely get a chance to hear us get down. But I had to make sure that today you get a chance to hear us. Shout out Team NYC. We about to get down. Coming up next, Thunderlung herself, the Queen, is here, y'all. I know y'all don't always get a chance to hear the Queen, but she is coming to bless us this evening. She needs no introduction, but unfortunately you got me. So the one and only Thunderlung is in the building. The Queen Ray Jane is here. Come on, Queen. You know what this is. Make sure you are plugging into Thursday night. But before that, prepare yourself. Queen, take it away.
Peace, family, and greetings to you. Thank you, Elemental. Shout out to all the folks in the room, all the people who are here, but not here in this space, but still with us nonetheless. As he said, I'm your host of the Thursday night online open mic. They call me Ray Jane. That's RayJane. I drop my info in the chat like I'm supposed to do, right? We hope to see you 9 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. Sign up is 24 hours ahead of time, just like it is here on Monday nights with Elemental. You can catch us at theneweurekan.org, all right? So shout out to everyone who's gone before me. Y'all keep this community alive and well and pushing forward towards excellence every day. And I am inspired and honored to call myself a member amongst you. All right, I talked enough. We here to spit, so here it go. All right, so this one is entitled Pump Action. Sending grace and love, rested spirit to all those descendants of these enslaved peoples around the world, but especially here in the United States. It grates at me, your hate for me, ripping at my seams every time I see me pulled apart for all to see, still killing me. I can't be the only one feeling fatigued, breath of life escaping me. Where are the G's? The ones who cock Glocks for the whole hood to see. Why ain't y'all fools avenging we? Why ain't we in these streets? Straight murking, motherfuckers think it's safe to keep lurking round our parts, about to get these hands, or at least these ramparts. Are we smart? Unclear. Seeing as we remain under thumbs, squash grapes of a people, we weep under steeples and keep that burner at bay, like the way they dragging these bodies is for play. What would Yahshua do? I'm waiting to hear what Yahshua has to say, 'cause my version ain't eyes of blue and bullshit excuses to keep me in line. My Yeshua is rage. Condemnation feels a way that they don't even know his name. Leviticus and Deuteronomy too, 'cause minds could also get slain in these streets. Must be 'cause my Yeshua is actually bronze and woolly. No wonder we steady getting crucified. This ire lives outside of time, 'cause a motherfucker is not okay placing the Bible back to lay next to my dreams again. A time for prayer has gone away. Time to mount up. We done did that pray shit, that march shit, that turn the other piece shit, that doing it your way shit, still consoling our mothers while America drags its feet shit. Ain't nobody coming to save we shit. Got white friends that rather be entertained by me than tout their bravery, exercise that privilege for me. Put some hands on Becky, especially if I'm barbecuing, holding my Skittles, or just running on your street. Keep your kin from calling the Klan on me. What kind of ally moves like frenemy? How could they sit by, perpetually watching the end of me? Truth is, if you ain't riding for me, you the enemy. So get to work. Align with me, take up arms, combine with me, but no, you rather stay tongue-in-cheek than brat, lips like mag. Shoot this motherfucker up with me. I'm mad, I'm fucking livid, I'm beyond angry. How you so silent, B? It was all merry when you couldn't imagine ignoring my humanity again. Oh yeah, you got black friends, but you about to see just how black a friend can be when the ancestors who been drumming their feet get to leaping, jumping about me. Better move, we got that wicked speed as Carlos, John, and Smith Tommy, raising fists like Toby right before amputation. Tell Gabriel to hold the horns. This revelation far from heavenly in a nation hell-bent on bending me. No lube, don't shoot. The ones with me, y'all so silly. Thinking we not finna collect this loot. We knocking and kicking in the door, waving the 4-4 and 4-5. COVID, Agent Orange coughing, filling coffins. We wondering how we still alive. We warriors necromancing. We about to rise. It's about to get live. The power from which we derive is about to arrive because we just sent for the nukes while we, the spooks, creep up in that back door, also known as ours. They want us, they want war. Kings and queens begin to contemplate things. A problem when we get to whisper and start turning off camera phones. And get to sharing messages with these feet again, stomping in our gumboots. You won't know who's who soon, waiting for our smoke to rise. Bad signal, rejecting compromise, entranced I reminisce on visits to Deep South, to Garfield, Georgia, red dirt clay in my mouth, my peach trees branching into fists mad, Hanberry with my gift spirit of great granny demanding all parts of my fifths, getting my back up, gets me to try and busting open jail cells, recollecting my begotten, won't let you let them go rotten, we plotting. Disrobing from these tainted garments as deaf poet preached the fabric of our lives, still soaked in bloody fields of cotton, bout to get muddy, buddy, cause mama's people in here too, wild as maroons. Jamaica has entered the room. Rastafari with tech nines and spliffs, Mad Marley riffs talking loud and saying all that black pride shit, refusing to be police or son, bumping that chaos run, cause ooh, ooh, that's the sound of the beast. Pulling up with machete, who's trying to get fleeced. Patois erupting from me as I enunciate our saga. Them boys, them aga. But we a quick study. Rise up till them shook, man. Shoot the sheriff and the cook, man. Remember the art of war pages we took from Bookman. Trying to get free like early Hades, Jean-Jacques and Toussaint. God's return to haunt us, taunt us to action, reminding us of back when we were stronger, when we were better. Gotta get our moves together, practice your capoeira. Breaking chains left on our brains to unfetter, cause change requires kicking down the towers of the occupiers. Time to get at the liars, don't want to hear it, how the jury split. Ain't nobody doing time, so it's time to reclaim our shit. And when it's time to act up, make sure you get your facts up. I want to see all y'all despised and chastised, the unauthorized and the colonized get energized past your compromise, trying to canonize the uncivilized. Don't say shit or look for it. It won't be televised. Get these war cries harmonized. Don't be so mesmerized by what they prize when your existence already so minimized. Why are you even afraid to die? Stop stunting. Don't ask me nothing. When you see me running, just get your shit together and decide, is you coming?
Shit. Did you get your shit together? Oh shit. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Ray
The one and only Storm Goddess.
Yeah. Okay, so that was double trouble.
The one and
Yeah,
only.
that was
Yes,
oh, yeah.
ma'am. Amazing.
Big slaps. Big slaps.
Yeah, thank you.
Do not stand by.
Damn it. Damn it. Do you know? Listen, I know some of the new folks, you see the queen as a host, but she's been doing that shit for years. Burning it down. If you're not familiar with the Queen Ray Jane, if you are not up on game with Team NY, make sure you are plugging in because it is going to be phenomenal. Did you hear the Queen? Time for prayer is going away. Some motherfuckers not okay. All right? It's not. ignoring my humanity again, right? We got the wicked speed. Tell Gabriel to hold the horns. Kick in the door, wave in the 4-4. All I heard was rain, don't hurt me no more. My peach tree branching into fists. What? Deaf poets preach the fabric of our lives. You goddamn right. Jamaica has entered the room with the boom. Practice your capoeira. And if you're not sure what capoeira is, make sure you are learning. I believe it is the African martial art. Make sure you're plugging in. Shout out to Queen Ray Jane. Make sure you are getting your life plugged in the Thursday night. Shout out the squad, man. I'm telling you. We do this. We do this. We have damn near run all the way up against our time frame. So, as promised, I'm gonna rip this real quick for y'all. And then I'm gonna get out of here. If I go over the time, Ron, make sure you cut me off, man. For real, my shit's 3 minutes, but I'm gonna try to get it in here real quick. If I don't get to the closing poem, please truly know that I love you all. I miss you all every single time that we are not together. You truly make this work. To every poet who has come before me and shared their work this evening, I love you all. This is brand new shit. Shout out to Pink Slingers in the building. This is the Philharmonic, man. With a delicate wave of magic wand spawn thunder, resting comfortably under calm jet-fueled skies, still recovering from latest installment of The World is Going to Hell in the Handbasket, but at least your favorite shows got picked up for another season of Watch That Idiot Box and Leave Your Living to Us. I mean, your reality channel, they William tell you to turn every overture trip to moon surface, real or conjured, to keep intrigue from Confederate colleagues who dream of ice cold Coca-Cola pre-1903, subtraction of active ingredient, claim streets with riots under white sheets. Pleats, translucency of ignorance, burn crosses with intentions to cleanse this so-called paradise of anything resembling color or pigmentation, not manufactured in factories, housing belligerent bastards from ghettos not yet built, but already filled to capacity, already tenantless, book 10 generation in advance, already the definition of depravity, lavishly covered in cheap excuses for concrete, bricks, tricks that welcome you to New Brick City with old world charm. We gonna get to the shit. These ties and tales from our hood live plenty of bloody trails to follow. No crazy K in sight north of Montana or south of unturned noses in gray coats masked as Balenciaga fashion trends that trace back to slave ship planks that splinter flesh flowers to suckle ambrosia from source code, call it delicacy, taboo caviar to beluga, their medulla into fallacies of power. It's an acquired taste, procured for putrid pirate palates in pretend palaces, playing passion of their Christ to stigmata, birthrights into Genesis to exit us from vanilla skies according to King James version of destiny as pages turn God to legislation in courts of Charlton Heston commandments, listening to Cleopatra's crocodile tears in technicolor megapixel texture so their whiteness wouldn't be blinding reminder of just how offensive they perceive our blackness to be beyond Basquiat, Bad News Bobby, or James Brown, not Simpson, naked guns that strangle Nielsen statistics out of the insufficient fund. Say it's how they live. Check The Wire for bad apple that sink into lobotomized size caskets they call low income, second rate, blue collar breeding ground for masses band of blank headstones on a war path to destroy themselves with extreme presidents that grand maleficence could be proud of. Memento mori, egro, carpe diem. Remember, you're going to die. Make the most of life at your oppressor's discretion. Remember, You are revolution. You are ancestor tongue and roar of sea to shining sea with bloody channels that can't be changed. Brace yourself as our waves crash for your represent, for we represent past, present, and future. We are the magma in your carta, making the future a place we can all enjoy. Peace, y'all. For every member of our community, to everyone who shared space with us, we love y'all. Until next week, y'all. Peace and blessings.